when the Epstein list gets knocked down to the third topic, you know you've got a whopper of a podcast, my friends.
That's a good point.
It has been an unbelievable day. New details, Frankie C, on the passing of Gene Hackman. You're going to be shocked when I tell you the new thing.
Okay.
The Trump-Zelinsky meeting, the blow up in the Oval Office, the craziness that happened today is unbelievable.
I'm beside myself.
That was Act 2. First of all, Gene Hackman, we found out yesterday. Then we're awaiting the Epstein list this morning. We'll talk about where that is. And then the Zelinsky thing. So we're kind of going out of order, but we're going in order of how crazy and popular the topics are at the moment of our show. Plus, I teased your dream, one of your dreams come true. So we got to make sure we sneak that in right before our AOA game time with the great Erin C. That is so much a podcast.
What is this new detail?
They estimate that Gene Hackman has been dead for 9 days.
9 days.
For people who are unaware, yesterday word came out, Gene Hackman at the age of 95, his wife, who was like 30 years younger than him, and one of their dogs, all dead in their home in Santa Fe. They were all found dead. Rampant speculation on what exactly happened. I speculated carbon monoxide at first. Who wouldn't?
Yeah, I think everybody thought something like that. Gas leak, something. Because how do you account for three people, 2 people, a dog, and the other 2 dogs are okay?
Yeah.
Different part of so it was a very weird circumstance.
We didn't know about those other 2 dogs when it all started, like when it all came out at first. So yeah, it was a little crazy. And then we found out about the 2 dogs later on. So the new details that we have, because they did go for an autopsy, and everybody who's been doing this for a while kind of knows the deal by now. There's a preliminary autopsy that gives you just like a little tiny scope of what happened. And then there's the in-depth one that comes much later. And we find out a whole heck of a lot more. And so far, from what they can tell, both from the initial autopsy and from the gas company that was called to the scene, because what happens is they see what happens, and then they have to immediately evacuate, because then you're putting the police, the EMT, the first responders, the fire department, you're putting all them in danger if they're walking into a house filled with carbon monoxide. I mean, you could open the door, which I know they did, but still, there's a lot of danger to be had there. So they get out, they call the gas company in, they come in to do their thing, and they determine no carbon monoxide. So they all go back in, and what we're learning now, like I said, is at least Gene, they think, has been dead since February 17th. So that's 9 days ago. And the reason why is because he has a pacemaker, and I guess the modern pacemakers kind of like feed information back to an app, and the last bit of heart activity that they can tell from him was on February 17th. So they believe that he died on February 17th. No word yet on his wife, who again was also passed. She was in a different part of the house. He was in what they described as a mudroom or a foyer, with his glasses near him and his walking cane near him. She was in a bathroom near a space heater. A space heater was near her head, and the German Shepherd that was in he was locked in a dog kennel was in another part of the house, which is so terrifying, because what if they both died and then that dog just died of starvation because he couldn't get out and couldn't get food?
That is awful.
I mean, just outright, just terrible, totally terrible. But according to the pathologist, who said, and I quote here, "I think it's a good assumption that his last day of life was February 17th. That's when the last event was recorded on his pacemaker." He was 95. Betsy Arakawa, his wife, was 65. He was, like I said, in that foyer area. She was in a separate area. There was some prescription bottle pills that were located near her. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but police said earlier today that they seized Tylenol, a thyroid medication, a high blood pressure pill medication, 2 green cell phones, a 2025 planner. Certainly nothing that seems like terribly, diabolical. And then the coroner said that basically the initial, the preliminary autopsy, thank you, showed no signs of outward trauma, that they were pushed or hit or,
Right.
nothing, no blow to the head, nothing like that. So I don't know,
Well, but
what's,
I mean, we can't know until the full autopsy comes out. We don't know what was in their blood, what was in their body, in their stomach. What We don't know the cause of death. Was
yeah.
it pills? Was it who died of what? There's two people and a dog. Like who? What caused all three to die? I mean, my guess at first, without knowing too much information, of course, was the gas thing. Everybody was like, "Oh, it's probably gas." Then after that, I was like, "She was found in the bathroom. There was pills. Maybe speculation. She saw him pass, and then she maybe got upset and took too much of a medicine or something, passed out. To maybe calm her nerves, and she took too much or something, accidental overdose or whatever, passed out, and then maybe the dog. I didn't know if the dog was loose or not. Maybe the dog ate some of that medicine as well.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Christella is on your page. She had the same thought.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was. I'm thinking maybe accidental. I don't think maybe. I'm thinking maybe Gene Hackman died naturally, and then she maybe. I don't know.
See, I
I
thought I went the opposite way. I was wondering if perhaps she died. Let's say of natural cause, like let's say she's taking her morning pills. She got him out
Mhm.
on the thing. Boom, she goes down, heart attack, whatever the fuck. He hears it. He had a pacemaker. He had a bad heart condition. He hears it, sees it, goes running out for help or to find his phone or whatever, and then the emotion of these scenes too much for him. He goes down, and then that's it. Like I said, the dog starves.
The dog was not loose. The dog was caged up.
The police chief there said he was in a kennel. He was locked
Oh,
in a kennel,
God,
that's what makes me think it was mourning, because a lot of people put their dogs in a kennel. I don't know if
yeah.
they, meaning like a crate, like
Right,
a,
right.
yeah. I don't know if they necessarily lock it, but a lot of dogs like to sleep in their crates, and
Sure.
but maybe they did for this one. Who knows? You never know. They have other dogs. They don't want to fight at night or jump on the bed or whatever the case is. So maybe they lock
Yeah.
them in.
It's all speculation, I feel, until they find out exactly what caused each death. I mean,
Yeah.
and the only way to do that, I think, is with the investigation and the autopsy. So we're not going to, it's all, whatever we say here is all going to be maybe this, maybe that, but it doesn't, it's all, again, it's all speculation until they give us exactly the
Yeah.
causes of death.
Mercury's right, says the dog's death is odd. It is odd until you hear that the dog was locked in the kennel. I mean, I don't know how many days a dog can survive for with no food or water. I mean, 9 seems like a lot. That seems like a
That's a
lot
lot
for any living.
for any, yeah, it's a lot for any
Yeah,
person, animal, anything.
yeah, totally. So more to come on this, but that's the newest revelation, which is pretty shocking. I don't think anybody saw that coming, right? Nobody was like,
No,
"Oh, he must have been dead for over a week."
no idea.
I
I mean,
mean,
I
it's
can't, yeah,
terrible.
can't imagine. And do we know who found them? It was a neighbor or something?
So they live in a gated community, and a lot of times with these gated communities and the HOA places, they have gardeners and people that take care of all the common
Landscape.
ground, yeah, landscaping at the common areas and everything. And I guess they were scheduled to do some work there, and they had been knocking and whatever, no response, no nothing, and then they went to like another area where they could see uh him on the floor. And so as soon as that happened, they picked up the phone and they called 911. And then when they got there, the only reason why, so it's being investigated as a suspicious death, obviously, but the only
Yeah.
reason why it's being investigated is because they discovered that one of the doors was slightly open, which is kind
Now,
of why.
when you say open, I always ask, is it open or unlocked?
They said it was described as slightly open.
Slightly open. I get. All right.
Yeah.
So you could see into the house.
Well, what I pictured was, when you open a door, and then you like it leans on the lock, like when you push it back to the door jamb, the door jamb
Yeah,
is
yeah.
touching. That's what I was kind of picturing. Like, not that it was like open, but
Yeah,
because
but slightly open is just it's not. It's just not closed. Because sometimes the door's open could mean that it's unlocked.
yeah,
Sometimes.
that they didn't describe it as that. They just said, so yeah, you're right though, but it could have been.
Yeah.
It could very
So
well have been.
gated community. Could have just left the door open if he was in the like you said the foyer or something. Maybe he just came in from outside,
Yeah,
didn't shut the door. You know,
yeah.
it's hard to nail down exactly. It's hard to say what exactly happened without knowing placements of everybody, like exact placement, and without seeing the scene.
Yeah.
What exactly went on here, and again, the cause of death. We're not going to know for a little while.
Here's my other like thing, and this is it's some weird, bizarre thing. Like, I was reading an article not that long ago that a young woman, she's like 20 something, died. She got a bad oyster, ate the oyster, got terribly ill, went to the hospital, whatever it was, couldn't do any, dead.
Well,
23.
what the hell was it? I mean, it's got to be some kind of cause.
It was something in the oyster was bad. It was a bad oyster. So I don't know what is that, salmonella or E. coli or whatever it winds up being.
Yeah, I mean, bad oyster is not. I can't imagine the cause of death on the death certificate saying bad oyster. I mean, I'm sure it says.
Yeah,
But
whatever.
actually,
Poison. Yeah, whatever. I don't know what it is, but it was the oyster that she ate. So I wonder if it's something crazy like that they were both. You have dinner, or clams or who knows what the fuck. They both ate the same thing, and then
yeah,
start feeling ill. They both go down, and next thing you know, they can't help each other up.
yeah, that's possible. That's possible. I mean, depending on what time of day they died, and did they say when his pacemaker, at what time of day his pacemaker
No,
stopped or whatever?
and that was my assumption, that just because the dog was still in the kennel, that I thought felt like it was probably early in the morning.
Yeah, that makes. Oh, it could have been middle of the night.
Could have been. Yeah, it could have been.
You know,
Fucking devastating. So I huge fan, and I don't often watch paparazzi videos, but a while ago, I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast either. I can't remember, because sometimes I will watch these things, Frank, but I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to admit to people that I watch them, like the TMZ videos and shit. There was a video, because we hadn't seen him in a really, really long time, and then all of a sudden he appeared. You remember
he was walking with like a coffee or something, right? He was just.
Yeah, there was that, but he was also eating fast food. He got fast food, and he was eating fast food in the car. And you go to find out that he had the bad heart condition, and his wife had him on a really strict diet because he couldn't eat that stuff. But it was kind of well known around the community because they lived in Santa Fe. He's one of the biggest movie stars of all time. Of course, they're gonna
He's gonna be he's gonna be noticed.
Right. So it was kind of like known around the community that on golfing days, like he would have, like, I guess a golfing day a week or something like that he was known to go out and get his little cheat meal in. And one of those days is when that paparazzi guy filmed him. And then the coffee one came afterwards, actually, now that I remember right. The coffee one came afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, it can't be like a professional pop. It has to be someone that was just there that got a video and then they sent it to TMZ or whatever, right? It's not just not like TMZ said, go get a picture of Gene Hackman.
Yeah, I think you're right, because it's Santa Fe.
They're not staking out Santa Fe for celebrity sightings.
Yeah.
No offense, Santa Fe, but that's not where you go.
Sorry, Santa Fe, but he's right. Also, your bagels and pizza sucks. Okay. We're getting a lot of press on the not press, a lot of play on the highlights because we were from that Subway Takes video. We were talking about bagels.
Bagels, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's celebrate Gene Hackman's life for a second here, because he was one of my favorite actors of all time.
He was great. I mean, if you ever watch, there's a million movies, but like from the early stuff to the 90s, even beyond. Just watch the Poseidon Adventure if you want a good uh, snapshot of his abilities. I mean, he was great in that. The Royal Tannenbaums, he was amazing. There's just a million movies. Heartbreakers. There was the one with Enemy of the State.
I love
Nonstop
this.
action.
I love this because all the ones I wanted to name are none of these.
Really?
And that just speaks to how great he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine were Bonnie and Clyde. I remember watching that in high school. So kind of like after I knew who Gene Hackman was.
Yeah.
Also Hoosiers, also high school, also a film class in high school. But here are my like just absolute killers, just murderers row. I had wait, I'm on TMZ now because not TMZ, IMDb, because I want to make sure I don't miss any of them.
Christella just pointed out Superman. Yeah, of course. He was Lex Luthor.
Thank you. Okay. Superman, epic.
Classic.
The best. We just talked about this not that long ago. We were shitting on the guy who played Mark Zuckerberg doing
right.
Remember?
Exactly.
Don't give his real name. Fuck him. Okay. You ready for this run? Crimson Tide.
Yeah.
Get Shorty.
Yeah, I never saw Get Shorty. I got to see that.
Are you fucking crazy?
Yeah.
I don't know what's more offensive, the Curb Your Enthusiasm thing or the Get Shorty thing.
I don't even know what it's about. I didn't get into it, but I will watch it. I will watch it. I'm not against it.
You're going to love it. I'm not going to tell you what it's about. I know it's up your alley.
All right. I'm in.
I know you're going to love it.
I'm in.
That's amazing. Okay. Crimson Tide, Get Shorty, and The Birdcage.
Oh, Birdcage. It was great in The Birdcage too. I was glad. Like the way there's one moment where his wife Diane Wiest goes, "Here, have these, like the candies." Like they're at home before they even meet Robin Williams and Nathan Lane. They're in their home, and he goes, "These," and he just takes one. And it's just a throwaway moment, but it's such a cool. It was perfect. The way he did it was perfect.
The expression on his face, and he's like, picking at him.
These, and it was so great. It was classic.
When he goes to look at the bowls because they think that it's the guys fucking each other on the bowls, and they're like, "Oh, no, they're playing hopscotch or whatever."
And he like puts his glass. That's so good.
And he's like, "That's a," and then I forget what he says to Nathan Lane because Nathan Lane is dressed up as a woman at that point. He calls her Miss whatever. Oh, Mrs. Coleman.
Coleman, yeah.
I don't know about you, Mrs. Coleman, but and he's like referring like it's clearly a penis. Oh my god, it's so fucking funny.
That's
and then
classic.
At the end when I don't want to spoil it. Shit, I said at the end already.
Well, you don't have to say the thing.
At the end, the last line that he says to the limo driver.
Oh yeah, the thing to the limo at the end. Yeah, that was great.
I was like, "Not on your life, pal."
Yeah, lady, not on your life.
Well, yeah. Oh my god, so good, so fucking good. Okay, I'll tell you. Some of my other ones were The Replacements.
Replacements, he was good. Yeah,
he was so good in The Replacements. Shit, what was the name of it? My two absolute favorites from him.
French Connection, Unforgiven. Yep.
Yeah. Here's what's weird though, Frank. I'm not going to put I'm not going to put Lex Luthor in this because I don't know why, but superhero movies often get pushed to the side.
No, you don't. They're still great movies. A lot of them are great.
I'm saying my two favorite roles of his.
You could include Lex Luthor. There's nothing wrong with that.
All right, then if you're going to force me to do that, I'm going to say my three favorite roles of his. Then is definitely him super as Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
My Tide though for first, I can't get past it. The Crimson Tide. He's so good in that, and I think it might be just a little bit better. The Quick and the Dead. The Quick and the Dead is one of my favorite Westerns of all time. He plays such a prick, but a cool guy in that fucking movie. Do you remember the one I'm talking about?
The Quick and the Dead. Well, the Western thing, he had, what is that? Unforgiven?
Yeah.
He had a little run there with the Western stuff. he dynamic. Just the range of Gene Hackman. Going from action to comedies to westerns.
Yeah.
Got it. Stop. And the different characters he played. What was the Royal Tenenbaums? I mean, that was just a complete. He played this dad that was like, didn't give a, like he was just absent dad, and then he shows up at the end. Just that heart. There's that heartwarming scene with him and Ben Stiller about Ben Stiller's wife and the whole thing, and it was just a great moment in there. There's a lot of. He's got these moments.
Did you hear Bill Murray talk about him this morning on?
No.
Yeah, he was on a talk show and he was like, man, Gene was not so kind to Wes Anderson. He was kind of tough on him. He was like, and Wes Anderson was passionate. He goes, it was a little bit of a rough go. He was like, but they were two geniuses and they made a genius movie together. And he's like, they figured it out afterwards. They were like, nasty with each other. But you know what he said, Gene Hackman? He only started doing comedies because, and not that he was bored, but he was like, it's the hardest thing to do and I haven't done it, so I'm going to go do that now. And then just was fucking crushing in comedies.
Yeah. He nailed it, man. Whatever he tackled, he fucking nailed it.
Okay, the last film that I was going to name is some of my favorite Gene Hackman movies, but I didn't because I'm saving it for this trivia here. Do you remember what his last movie was? The last movie Gene Hackman starred in. Also on my top favorite Gene Hackman movie lists. Let's ask Frankie C. Let's ask J Sabs, who is joining us, if you know what the last Gene Hackman film was.
Well, I'm a little upset you didn't ask me my favorite, but I hope it's not.
Well, I'll ask you after I started the trivia question before you came in. So
what the heck? I have no clue. I honestly.
Let's see. Anybody in the chat knows it? You guys know?
I'm surprised nobody's gotten there yet.
Without
looking it up.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I can't think of what the last one. I don't know. He was. I mean, no, that couldn't have been. No, I can't think of it. I can't think of what it would be.
When I tell you, I watched it 3 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yep, just because I love it. It's just one of those movies that I love. I was scrolling. I was on HBO Max. I don't know if that gives you a hint, but I was kind of scrolling around.
No,
and
it
I was
does
like,
not. Because they play every movie on there, you prick.
Yeah. It's not a great one. I'll give you hints. You want some hints?
Okay.
Yeah.
His co-star is far younger and one of the big comedians who had a massive television show.
The Will Smith movie.
Nope.
No, that was in the mid-90s.
Oh, wait. Can I just tell you that's my favorite movie of his because I love him in that.
They're great. He's amazing in that. He plays that role of like
disgruntled,
paranoid. Everybody's watching us, kind of a guy. That I mean, it's perfect. He was great in it. That's a great. And that movie is packed with people. It has like a ton. That's an ensemble cast. There's a ton of people in that movie.
Is Marcia Gay Harden in that one?
I don't think so.
What's the one? There's one where he goes down on Marcia Gay Harden, and I remember this scene.
Lying to me,
I swear to God. I swear to you.
It's definitely not.
Is that it? Okay.
It's not that one.
Okay. Somebody help me here, because I'm pretty sure, now I'm starting to doubt it, but I'm still 99% sure. Gene Hackman's in a hotel room, a classy one. He plays somebody of money. He's in a hotel room. He's making out it's a love scene. But he awkwardly, it's not like a porn thing. He just kind of puts his head down there. And I remember it so vividly because I was in the room with like my parents and my aunt. Like it was
I hate that
family. And it was so fucking awkward.
I hate that.
Yeah, it was really bad. And I feel like it was Marcia Gay Harden, but I'm not 100% sure.
You were just on IMDb. It's not listed. There's got to be a million movies, but still.
Yeah, I guess I'll just Google it. Gene
All right,
Hackman.
what's the last one? What was the last one?
Okay,
not gonna get it.
Last hint: the name of the film has to do with a location in the United States of America.
I have no idea.
Okay, you want me to tell you?
Yes.
Welcome to Mooseport.
Welcome to Mooseport. That's one of your favorites with him,
It's so him and Ray Romano.
Ray Romano.
Oh my god, it is
That's
so
funny.
fucking
I
funny.
never saw it. I gotta see it.
He plays a former president whose nickname was the Eagle, and so he calls himself the Eagle. It's like the Eagle. The premise of the movie is the president gets the president's leaving office. He had an 8-year run, the highest approval rating in the history of any president, and he's getting divorced, so he has to give his wife all of the houses and everything.
Oh boy.
And he has this one house in Mooseport, and that's the only place he has to go. So he goes to live there. That's where Ray Romano lives. They get kind of caught up in chasing the same woman, and at the same time, there's no mayor of the town. So the townspeople go to the president, go to Gene Hackman. They go, "Can you be mayor? Please, we don't
Can you
have
imagine?
anyone."
That's funny.
Yeah. And so he reluctantly agrees. And at the same time, Ray Romano is another good guy. He's the town handyman. And so he agrees to put his name on the list, on the ballot, so he could be the mayor reluctantly. And then they get into it over this woman. And now neither of them wants to pull out of the race. So they wind up running against each other in this little small town. It's such a wacky premise, but it's such a funny movie. It's really, really good.
I'm in.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
All right. What about Young Frankenstein? He was in that's one scene in Young Frankenstein. It was great. He freaking nailed that. That was amazing.
Yes, that was good.
Cigars.
I can't. Everything Gene Hackman now is. I guess I'll do Gene Hackman. Oh, hold on. Gene Hackman goes down on.
And Marsha. Just put Marsha Gay Harden and Gene Hackman.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm worried though that it's not Marsha Gay Harden. This is the only problem.
I feel like wasn't she in Welcome to Mooseport with them? Or was that?
Yes, maybe that's where I'm getting it from. See.
Who? What?
I don't.
Stop it.
Who is that? Stop. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Only Welcome to Mooseport is coming. Shit! I'll never get it. I'm never.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, I'm never gonna find it now.
Watch Poseidon Adventure though. That's. I don't know. It was just a great performance.
I've never seen Poseidon Adventure. Is that an old one?
70s, early 70s, mid 70s, something like that.
I don't consider that old. It was right around the time of Enemy of the State. Maybe Under Suspicion. Did you see Under Suspicion?
Didn't see that. No.
Or what about Twilight?
Twilight? He was in Twilight? I didn't see Twilight.
Yeah. Twilight in 1998 with Randy Newman. Oh, wait, maybe this is it. Who's this?
Oh, I was thinking Twilight as in the vampire stuff.
Oh, the Twilight series? Yeah. No.
I was like, Gene Hackman was in Twilight. Didn't see that coming.
Yeah. Frank, I'll never know. Oh, wait, maybe maybe it's Under Suspicion.
Is she in it? Who's the actor?
No, but it's like it looks like there's like a still of them in a hotel room, him and this brunette. I don't know who this is. But I
can't really see, but that has potential
to
be the movie you're talking about.
I don't know. You know what? I'm just gonna watch every fucking Gene Hackman movie.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
That's how I'm gonna solve that problem.
You'll be fine. You can't go wrong there.
It's a pretty solid solution, I think. All right. Frankie C, like the screaming you just heard from J-Sab's house, there was some screaming and yelling between Volodymyr Zelinsky and Donald Trump.
I'm going to wait until there are no children listening to.
Yeah, I don't think there should be children. I don't think there should be children.
Hello.
Go ahead. No.
Also, Frank, when did we start? This bugs me a little.
What bugs
you? It went
you?
from Vladimir Zelinsky to Volodymyr Zelinsky. Nobody said Vladimir 3 years ago.
Well, where'd you get that?
I noticed that.
What?
Where'd you hear that?
Where'd I hear that? Just from being alive. Yeah, see, Janine noticed it too. He was Vladimir Zelinsky, and then all of a sudden it was Volodymyr Zelinsky.
I didn't hear Vladimir anyway, but I guess that's how you pronounce it. Maybe that's the correct pronunciation. I have no idea.
Let me tell you something. I'm still angry at Kosh Patel. Okay, because ever since Erin said he changed it. Oh, Kosh. What did I say? Kosh. Okay, Kosh. That ain't Cash. You know,
It was Kosh back in the day.
I'm not letting any of these pronunciation changers off the hook because you know my last name, and that pronunciation's a big deal to me, even though I'm not good at it.
No. But what I saw today, everybody should be on the same page. I'm sorry. Everybody who saw what I saw today in the Oval Office.
Why does everybody have to be on your side? Where's that come
Because
from?
there's no watching what happened today and going, they had every right to treat him that way. There's no way you could watch that and go, well, Zelensky had it coming, or that's the right way for a president and vice president to treat a foreign ally who's coming to the White House to visit. They attacked him like he was a piece of crap. They just laid into him like I've never seen anything like this. It was disgraceful. It was disgusting, and they should both be ashamed to show their faces. It was the worst treatment of a foreign of a president. They invite him to the White House to talk about peace and the war that his country is in the middle of defending from Russia. They bring him in there and they just laid into him. Even JD Vance, shut the fuck up. Who the fuck do you think you are talking to a president of a country? Anybody like that? Trump, both of them, just where do they get off? I mean, if I wouldn't have blamed, someone on Twitter was saying, I wouldn't have blamed Zelinsky if he just got up and left, because it was just the worst treatment of anybody in, you know, it was the worst thing I've seen in terms of an interview and just having someone, an ally sitting next to them. I've never seen this before. He was talking about how Putin, and I forget the exact, there was a line that he said about Putin. I can't, and then it just set them both off. JD Vance, did you thank us? Did you happen to say thank you to? And Zelensky's like, I haven't stopped thanking America. What are you talking about? He was like, I've been and every time JD Vance would ask him a question, Zelensky would start answering, and then they would just cut him off and start yelling at him. And I was like, what are you two doing, you giant bully assholes? I'm sorry, but the two of them are the worst. They are giant prolapsed anuses, and I can't defend anything they did in that. I mean, I'm pro Zelensky 100% in this, because they were just awful to him. That was the worst thing. And I'd love to see everybody in the chat. Let's see. Who in their right mind would ever defend that kind of treat? You go on any social media, and there's no defending this. I mean, it was just awful. It was such a spectacle. They were making asses of themselves, and they were treating him like he was he was a criminal sitting there, and they were just yelling at him and treating him like, how dare you? Oh, he said, this was it. So Zelensky says, you'll feel differently. You might not feel that way now. I'm paraphrasing, but like years from now, you have this ocean between you. But years from now, if Putin gets his way, you'll feel differently. Because he was trying to imply that Putin's not going to stop. If he takes over Ukraine, he's not going to stop, and that's what he was implying. And then Trump jumps in and goes, don't tell us how to feel. You're not going to know how we're going to feel. And when, in the future, well, you're in no position. You're going to lose this war. You have no cards. You're playing a game that you have no chance of winning without our help. And he starts talking to him like he's a child and just berating him. And it was the worst treatment of anybody in that office that I've ever seen. It was such a disgrace. That's the best word for it. It was a disgrace. And
worse than Monica Lewinsky.
By the way, I'm sorry.
That was disgraceful.
Not to interrupt you, but because Monica Lewinsky's doing press lately,
yeah,
she got so hot. It is ridiculous.
Oh God, I knew you were gonna say that.
She is so hot. She is so much hotter today at whatever she is, 50, whatever,
50 something.
than she was back at. She was almost unrecognizable where she was to where she is now as a 50-year-old. Oh my God, she's exponentially hotter. Nobody can be on the other side of my opinion now. Okay, now it's my turn.
I think you mean exponentially.
Oh, what I say, exponentially?
You did.
All right, do me a favor. Look up exponentially. Find out if it means anything. See
Well,
if
that's what happens when you drink gallons and gallons of juice. It happens when you turn in your 50s. That's what happens.
Oh, you're saying her. I thought you were accusing me of drinking this. Yeah, I don't know I don't know. And then she's going around doing press in blazers. I mean, it's been a rough couple between Gene Hackman and video of her having gotten out of bed.
Well,
the last 48 hours.
Well, anyway.
Anyway.
Did you watch the Zelensky thing?
I did. Yeah.
You did.
I have a slightly different take from you, actually. Yeah.
I'd love to hear it.
I'm afraid to say it because you're very charged up right now, and I don't want to get virtually punched in the face.
Well, I can't imagine that you would be okay with the way they talk to him.
As an American, I'm not sure. As a podcast host, I was thrilled as soon as I saw.
Oh, for content, you're an idiot.
I'm like,
but I'm talking about as a citizen of this world, you should look at what happened there and be disgusted by it. I don't want to tell people how to feel, but that was a disgusting display.
Yes, you do.
Come on, Frank.
With this,
I actually didn't see the video. I saw a little clip of it before I left.
Not surprising.
I don't know. Yeah, I know, because I don't pay attention to.
Janine, what do you do all day? I was just opining what Frank does all day. Oh, you have the 2 kids. You have, all right, you got some
I also work.
I know, but you got some hours. You got some free hours there. Wait, what's on your scroll? What's on your gram?
Exactly, Paul. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I wouldn't say I scroll when I'm home. I mean, I do everything else, like cook, clean, straighten up, do this, do that. I do house stuff when I'm not working.
You gotta stop doing that. Just let your house go.
That's true.
That's what we're doing here. True. We're just like, whatever. just keep pushing piles in the corner.
You mean like when I scroll, what comes up on mine?
Yeah, because you're not getting news. I noticed that.
Yeah, because I don't give a fuck.
All right, you know what? You stay there. Don't lose that. I do like that about you.
If you really want to know, like,
yeah, how do we get a little bit of that into Frankie C here? Because I'm worried about.
I wish I could. I wish I didn't give a fuck. I'm
a little worried about you because I feel like you're angrier this time around than last time. I thought you'd be letting it go a little bit more.
It was infuriating. Watching that clip was infuriating.
I just want to know one thing. Frank, how rock hard were you after it? Because I told my husband, I bet Frank was ripping through his wife because I'm sure he was so fired up and so rock.
Why do you always assume there's a weird anger bang thing?
Believe it or not, videos of Donald Trump do not turn me on. I don't know where you think.
No, it's not that. It's like I think that you get. I think a part of you, and I don't mean this in a bad way. I really don't. I think part of you gets off when he does something that, like.
No, I wish it would stop. I want it to
controversial.
Stop. No, I want it to stop.
What do they call that?
I don't think so because you wouldn't be able to get hurt then.
You're accusing him of being a sadist, isn't that? Is that a sadist or a masochist?
No, I don't know. No, I think he truly when.
You're saying when he's unhappy, he's sexually excited, is what you're saying.
Yes, and not unhappy. It's unhappy with Trump.
Oh, only unhappy with Trump?
Yes, I'm not kidding you. I really do think that he has. If he sees like breaking news, he's like, "All right, Aaron, let's go," and then breaking news, and then Trump will go across the screen, and he's like, "Oh man," he'll text Aaron. Can't wait to give it to you right now.
No, what creeps me out is I think this is your weird anger bang fantasy coming out through.
Yeah, what the hell,
Frank?
No, I'm all joking aside. I really do think he gets off on it. I really do.
No, I don't.
All right, all right, Janine, what's a better orgasm for you? Regular sex or when you're mad at your husband's sex? Just answer that question.
Right after we make up. No, I'm still mad at him. right? And then he like tries to put his penis in my butt area when we're trying to go to sleep. Like, he does
See, she's
rub.
projecting. She's that's confirmed.
Yeah.
Projected.
What the hell? What
Projecting.
the hell is going on?
All right. Now I have an important question for Frank here, and
Please.
I want you to answer this question honestly,
No, I'm gonna lie to you.
and you have to answer it because there's an answer to this question. Who was the problem today? Trump or Vance? Who was the bigger problem today? Who was the bigger asshole today? Donald Trump or JD Vance?
It's a close race because they both chimed in with their bigger, I'm a bigger asshole argument. JD Vance started it off in that in the footage I saw. JD Vance started it off with all kinds of bullshit, asking him the stupidest questions and did you thank us? And and he's like, yeah, I thank the United States nonstop. And he kept hammering him, and then it went to Trump chiming in, being an asshole, saying the stuff as soon as President Zelensky said something negative about Putin. Trump and Vance both kind of went off on him at the same time, like, how could you, it's not fair to say, blah, 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 and all this stuff. And it was both of them kind of taking shots at him. They were both horrific to him. And it was embarrassing as an American to watch our president and vice president treat another president like that. It was shameful. They should be completely ashamed of themselves, and they should apologize, and they should kiss his ass because they completely disrespected and were disgraceful to him. That's the way it was. So they were both horrible. I know JD Vance kind of started. I didn't see that, like, when they came in and sat down, so I don't know exactly who started the conversations. But when the horrible part of it started, I think, with JD Vance, and then all of a sudden, Zelensky said something about, as soon as he said something about you're gonna feel it later, this is how you're gonna feel later. Trump jumped in on him and started saying you were going to lose without us. You're toying with people's lives in World War III and this and that. And it's like, are you fucking? You're lecturing me on messing with people's lives? Are you fucking kidding me? You have no leg to stand on. You're not in this war. You have nothing to do with it. You don't know what I'm going through right now in my country. Someone asked him if he's going to wear a suit. Why don't you wear a suit? Do you own a suit? I'm in the middle of a war. He was like, I'll wear a costume when the war's over. That's what he said. That's what Zelensky said when he was asked that in this conference. And it was just the way he was treated was absolutely terrible. And if Putin was sitting there, they would have kissed his ass and they would have shook his hand and we're so and they would. They have not said a negative thing about Putin. But Zelensky's sitting right next to them, and then they couldn't stop ripping him up. The guy is defending his country from an invader, from a person who's trying to take it over, and they have no sympathy, and they have no, we're going to help you, whatever you need, we're here for you, we're allies. They're siding with Putin, and it's disgusting. So that's how I feel about it. I was so angry. After watching this,
yeah, how angry, Frank?
I'm getting that because I asked you a question about 40 minutes ago.
I thought I answered it. I said
no.
They were both assholes. I don't know who was the bigger, but they were both assholes. I mean, it started with Vance, but then he kind of passed the baton to the asshole baton to Trump, and then they both kind of went at him. So they were both assholes to him. I don't know. Scale of 1 to 10, who was the bigger asshole? They were both kind of 10s. I don't, I wish I could give you an answer to that, but I feel like they were both pieces of shit. Trump and Vance were both gigantic pieces of shit.
Okay, that's. I'm gonna give you one of these then. God damn this button!
Wrong.
Vance. The answer we were looking for was JD Vance. That was
Okay,
the
well,
answer we were looking for.
Okay, why do you say that? I'm not disagreeing with you. They were both terrible people. But if JD Vance has the edge of being more terrible, I'd like to hear why.
Yeah. Two reasons why, and you kind of nailed it there with the fact that he started it. I think there were two of the things that I was pretty embarrassed by, and neither of them was Trump. Was JD Vance basically starting this, and I'll play the clip for everybody in a second there, but
I don't want to hear them.
they were moseying along, and JD Vance up and picked this fight. Two, the you never said thank you thing. I didn't really. I'm going to add a third one here. The you never said thank you thing, I thought was bad.
Like, is that why you brought me here? So I could kiss your ass and say thank you? Well, get the fuck out of here.
We all know that that's how Trump operates, but I didn't think that Vance needed to say it in front of everybody and him and point it out. Like, everybody in the room is aware to get on Trump's good side. All you have to do is compliment him and kiss his ass, and he will be happy. Even Trump has admitted this. If you don't like me, I don't like you. If you like me, then I could probably like you.
And how is this guy the master negotiator? He's an awful way to do any kind of business, especially with your friends, with people you're supposed to help. Imagine your friend comes to you and asks you for help. Someone is trying to break into their home, and you help them, and you go, oh, you have to thank me or else I'm not going to help you anymore. Mm-hmm. What the fuck are you talking about? Just be a person, be a human being. Help your friend. It's such a fucked up group of people. This administration, they kiss my ass, or we want nothing to do with you. That's their motto. It's disgusting.
The third thing that I was going to say was, and I think this is the worst, and I expect it from Trump. I don't expect it from JD Vance, and to me, it was such a bad look. But he brought up the fact that Zelinsky went and campaigned for the other side.
He did.
The reason why that bothers me so much, and I feel like Republicans will realize I'm looking out for them here, it's over. You won. You don't have to continue fighting this fight of this old campaign. It's like you won. You won. And the worst thing to do is show the world that you're still hurt by something that happened during the election. If you want to be the strength that you speak about that America wants you to be, don't bring up the girl who dumped you 2 years ago. You won. You got the big prize. You did it all. It's like winning the championship and complaining about the blown call in the second half. When you won the game, you won it. You don't have to keep blaming the referees 5 years later. To bring that up in that negotiation, I thought it was petty. I thought
because that's this administration's MO. They're petty. They act like children, and when they don't get their way, they bitch and moan like this. And that's what they did today. And they treated him like a child, and they berated him. They just bullied him, and he was sitting there just like, I can't believe what's happening here. And the press was just dead. I feel like the press was dead silent because they also couldn't believe what was going on.
I'm going to say some things that you're not going to like after this, but
no, good.
I thought it was weak, and I just thought it was weak. And it's, again, this administration is all about strength, and to bring up that, like, oh, you campaign for the other side. Well, that must have been burning your ass for a long time, taking up rent and space in your head rent free. To bring it up during a thing, like, I feel like, in my no, I know you're hot.
I'm fuming.
Okay, I know you are. I'm trying to give you your space. I feel like in my mind, if Trump walked into a room and shut the door with just him and JD, he probably looked at JD Vance and said, "Never fucking bring that shit up again, because you made us look really stupid." Like, I envision Trump screaming at him. Because I also feel like it's not in the Trump playbook. It's not his move, even though he constantly brings it up and blames Biden. No. I'm saying blames Biden, does all this. I don't think Trump would bring that up in a negotiation like this because that's personal and he's playing it on this American, he doesn't want it to be personal. It's got to be about the American people and America and our money and our resources and what we gave and all that stuff.
Well, that's all right. So Zelensky, thinking about it now, you campaigned for the other side. Yeah, no shit, he campaigned for the other side because the Republican side was threatening not to give any more money and not to help Ukraine anymore.
Yeah, but Zelensky still, he had a meeting with Trump. He met with them. I think it was a phone call, but they spoke, they had a conversation. So it wasn't he wasn't willing to speak with them too. And I feel like they even had a press conference where Zelensky had to say, hey, he's a candidate and he might win. And we need to speak with him.
He called, whatever. He called Zelensky a dictator and he wouldn't say the same thing about Putin. That just tells you everything right there.
During the election?
Last week.
I'm talking about the election, the conversation. That's what I was
well, if you're Zelensky, you're probably going to campaign for the side that wants to keep helping you. Trump's side was like, oh, we're giving all this. The Republicans were like, we're giving all this money to Ukraine. America first, America first, America first.
But that's not entirely true because Trump said that he wanted peace. He didn't say that he.
Yeah. But peace at what cost? He wants to. He's talking to Putin, and he said that Putin. The last couple of weeks, he was saying that Putin should. They fought hard and they lost a lot of people, and he was hinting that he should be that the land that they fought over, he should be able to keep, because Russia, they fought hard for that land.
No, he didn't say they should be able to keep. He didn't say they had to give it back.
What?
They said does
that's the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing though, because first of all, I wouldn't let the press know anything that I'm thinking about going into a negotiation. Why would you tell the people that you're trying to get to come to the table what you're thinking? That's a card to play during negotiations, not out with the press. So that's a different story to me. And also I was going to say, who's the guy, the closeted gay guy? I just had it.
Lindsey Graham.
Thank you. Lindsey Graham went to the Ukraine a billion times. He was totally on their side throughout this whole entire process. He's
that's one guy, but not the president, and not a bunch of other Republicans. It was very. Why are we giving all? Look at all the billions of dollars we've given to Ukraine and saying it like it's a negative thing, and now there. You just look at the last couple of weeks of Trump saying that. A very nice discussion with Putin, and he's a great guy. We're gonna talk about this and have peace, and he should be given. He should be given. They've lost a lot of people, and Zelensky shouldn't have started this whole thing. He blamed the war on Zelensky, the guy whose country was invaded by Putin, and he blamed it on Zelensky. He said it shouldn't have been started. You're in a war. You can't win. He didn't start this. He's defending his country. And to sit there and go, oh, he's a dictator. And it's like, what are you fucking talking about? It's so painfully obvious that Trump is doing whatever Putin wants for some reason. We don't know exactly what that reason is, but he's just up his ass and doesn't say it. In the 9 years Trump's been in the political spotlight, he's never said a negative thing about Putin. He's sided with him against our own FBI. He sides with him against our allies, and it's insanely obvious. But he'll just turn around tomorrow and go, "Oh, I have nothing to do with Russia. Russia's a big hoax." And it's like, well, what the fuck are you doing? Then stop it.
Well, can I ask you a question?
Please.
Do you think Trump is just playing it at an angle that way, greasing him up like people do to him? Like he knows this is how I keep little Pootie in check. If I just keep
him in check by just giving him everything he wants. Yeah. Oh, what a great strategy that is. Keep everybody in check. Just give them whatever they want. That'll keep them in check.
Because Trump's point today was, because here's one of the things I got hung up on. Trump said that the money that the United States gave to the Ukraine wasn't a grant, it was a loan, and it was expected to be paid back. The problem is that the Ukraine is sitting on all these minerals that everybody wants. So Trump makes a deal for that, basically to utilize that as a way to put money into a fund to pay the United States of America back. Nobody should be complaining about that. I understand
No.
that's like their only resource. However, they took a lot of money from people, so there's that. All
So
right.
he's basically extorting him and blackmailing him, saying if you don't give us these minerals, we're not going to help you anymore.
Well, I mean, it is a
No, if you're part,
savage business move, but
this is not okay. Here's the thing that I saw the other day. That I can't. I wish I can give credit. I don't remember who said it or where it was, but the government is not a for-profit organization. We're not looking to make a profit. We're here for the people. We're here to help.
who said the government was a profit? Who said they're making it look a profit?
Well, they're not. We're not trying to make money. This isn't a money-making scheme. We're not trying to make.
We're in a deficit. It's the opposite. We've
been in a deficit for fucking forever. It's not going to go away with a mineral deal. It's just you want to put a dent in the deficit. There's other ways to do it rather than screwing over our allies and siding with the dictator.
They're trying to stop the corruption, all the Doge, the fraud, the Social Security stuff, all that stuff. They're trying to rein
but not the Musk stuff. Leave that stuff alone. That's fine.
I don't know.
The 100 different government contracts that Musk has. Yeah, that's fine. Don't look at that. That's going to be fine. We're not taking any money away from that. Also, we're not going to stop the millions of dollars that Trump has to, play fucking golf every day and go to the fucking Super Bowl and ride on NASCAR. Millions of dollars being wasted. But no, let's fire people. There are literally people. No. I know of people who were fired in their government jobs because they did an AI search for the word diversity, and they just fired people. And then now they're asking for people to come back because the diversity wasn't the diversity that they were talking about. It was a diversity, like a scientific term that was used. So they have to decide to get them back. So I know someone who works in the government who's a scientist who half the team was fired because of this thing. And before they even looked into what their jobs were, they just fucking fired everybody. So you can't come back at me with this argument of, they're going through it with a fine-tooth comb and they're going to be meticulous and save us money and all this stuff. It's all going to be great. No, they're going through this with a fucking weed whacker and they don't know what they're doing and who they're firing and they don't give a fuck and they'll apologize for it later. Meanwhile, they'll screw over half the country. So that's the bottom line of what's happening. And I'm sorry, I'm not being nice anymore. I don't give a fuck. It's wrong, and they're full of shit, and I don't care anymore. You could come at me all you want. Whoever wants to say I'm wrong, I don't give a fuck. That's what's happening, and it's bullshit.
Frank, you're wrong.
Frank,
you're wrong.
Good.
Well, I'll tell you, Janine's wrong. I don't know if you get horny when you're angry, but you certainly get funnier. I'll give you that. You get much more hilarious when you're fucking pissed off.
Good. Well, what's going on with this Epstein list?
The weed whacker line was great.
That's all they're doing. They're just going through and they don't give a.
I have a question.
I have 7 points. I didn't get to finish. Okay, go ahead. You go, Janine.
I'm not too familiar with this whole DOG PIBFUM thing.
I'm confused.
But
Okay,
basically, the gist of it is going through and seeing which jobs are actually needed and useful. Is that correct?
And to find people like fraudulent payments, like they were paying people who were dead in Social Security.
According to him.
According
to this one guy who has nothing to do with the government. But yeah, go ahead.
So you don't think that there's a certain percentage of people who work for the government who are useless and their jobs are useless?
I have a lot of family members that work for the government, so I can assure you.
Well,
there are a lot of people that are useless working for the government.
I don't know, but that's not the point. The point is
don't worry, everybody. I'll handle the jokes for the rest of the episodes.
Good for you. The point is that the guy looking into it is just cutting stuff based on what he thinks should go, and it's not based on anything other than, write me an email on what you did last week, and if you don't do it, you're fired. And by the way, I know nothing about these organizations. I'm not a scientist. I don't know what each individual person does, but you're fired anyway, and we'll figure it out later. The FAA, they fired how many dozen, all these people, and now they're like a plane crash every couple of days. There's what are you doing?
Sorry, this because you just brought this up. This was the funniest post I saw in reaction to the meeting today. Bridget Fitassi said maybe Zelinsky should have listed 5 things he did last week.
Exactly. Oh yeah, then he'd get the respect. It's just it's plus. All right, so the guy that's in charge of firing half the country, if he wants to, of the government workers, has contracts with the government, at least 100 contracts with the government for his own business. Just in other words, he's not going to cut any of his stuff. I'm sure of that. So, and he has no idea of the other jobs and who does what and why it's important. And if they're going in and finding waste, well, do they know if it's wasteful or not? Oh, we'll take a day and look at that. And it's like, well, you're just cutting stuff and you're not digging into why it's useful and why it isn't. And it's only not useful if you decide it is. And you're going to decide the fate of all these workers based on what?
Well,
based on your own personal feeling?
Okay, we can agree that he is extremely, oh God, what's the worst word I'm using?
Nerdy.
Unqualified for this job.
Awkward.
But I think he's very successful though.
Yeah,
because he bought a company and it blew up. He didn't invent anything. He's not a scientist. He just is a rich guy who owns a huge company. But that's another. That's a tangent. I'm not going to go down. But anyway.
But the thing is, this happens all the time. Meaning, people hire outside companies or consultants to come in and say, you know what? Tell me who I need and who I don't need. And
but they hire people that know the company, that know the business.
No, that's not true.
This is the government. This is the country. This is some guy who runs a company that what makes him qualified to lay off half the scientists, or what makes him qualified to lay off people on this massive scale in a couple of weeks. Plus, not only that, they fired people that were in charge of our nuclear weapons, and then they apologized and said, "Oh no, we fucked up. We want you back now." They tried to rehire them because they knew for some reason they got fired, and they realized it was a mistake to fire the people that were in charge of literally stockpiling our nuclear.
That's true. And Musk admitted in the cabinet meeting that they cut a program they weren't supposed to, and they reinstated it like a couple hours later.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing, and then they only get backlash when people go, "Hey, you fucked up," and it's like, well, maybe this isn't the guy that shouldn't be doing this. Maybe have a government committee full of people who know what they're talking about and know where all this money's going and could look through it. And if you want to audit and find waste and fraud, yeah, go do that. But this is not the guy to do that. Epstein List, which was bullshit anyway, too. I'm sorry, but I saw what was released, and it was stuff that was already released. And we already saw. Next, Frankie C's dream come true. What's my dream, and how did it come true?
You woke up and Kamala was president right now. That's what I'm thinking it should be.
Oh, I wish. So I didn't have to pay attention to any of this shit anymore.
We didn't even get past this. All right, well, maybe we should move on. No, I feel like we tease the people with nothingness, but
we talked about the Zelensky meeting for a half an hour.
You should, since one of our friends just retired, maybe
he doesn't want the whole world to know that. Maybe I don't know.
He don't care.
Okay.
Well, nobody even knows who he is. I'm not going to say what he does, but one of our friends just retired. I think he would be an excellent jump-in guest host when needed.
He is welcome anytime. He knows that. He's had an open invite from day one.
The problem is, I think Frank's head would explode. And poor...
It wouldn't. Frank's head would not explode.
Look at his face right now when I mentioned him coming.
No, I just... Podcast. If you think I'm saying something wrong, please tell me where I'm wrong. I invite you to tell me.
I don't think anything is wrong or not because it's your opinion.
No, it's not my opinion. These are facts. What I just said was all facts. That the fact that he's firing all these people, the fact that he had to rehire people because he fired the people that were in charge of our nuclear weapons. That's not an opinion. That's fact.
They're making mistakes. That's okay. But
Well,
I think what
the firing have to job. Come on, our president's supposed to create jobs, not wipe them out in a fucking month.
I think what you're undervaluing is. I don't think people disagree with you that Elon's not the guy to do it. But what I think you're undervaluing is that a lot of the people out there feel like that's better than what we've been doing, which is nothing.
Right.
But there's so much conflict here that the fraud is just it's like hiring
I understand
a mouse to do your exterminating. This is what it is. That's what's going on.
I get it, but I think the overwhelming amount of people who voted for them, especially, feel like this is better than the alternative, which is nothing, which is what's been done. You could get mad about the person chosen to do it, but the previous 46 presidents didn't do it. He did.
So after all these cuts, has anything gotten cheaper? Have we seen the benefits of anything?
No, in fact, they're having quite a bit of difficulty getting their resolution bill and having everything make sense and having all the economics of their tax cuts marry. They're having a very big problem with that right now, and I don't really see a way out of it for them. Oh, the Republicans are teetering because the inflation has stuck around and not gone down. The tax issue that they have is a problem. They can't seem to get that figured out. Nobody believes that all these cuts is going to work out in the long term. The tariffs have always been an issue. And on top of that, I forgot what the last thing was. Oh, it was I saved it for the last point. Shit.
Man.
The growth, what do they call that? The gross domestic. Well, anyway, the economic growth is now being predicted. It could slow to absolute zero, meaning we haven't stopped growing economically. You could say the pandemic, but that was a brief thing. They're worried that growth may hit 0%. Yeah. That's really not good.
Yeah, no, but. Yeah. You'd let me know when we're great again. All right, Epstein List.
Wait.
Oh, I can't keep talking about this.
Call the GDP, you dickhead. Thanks, Paul.
I can't. Jeannie's right. My head will explode.
All right. Well, yeah, I can tell you're pretty upset. Well, what I was going to say was my ultimate point was I thought Vance started it, but there was a moment where Zelinsky, they were asking questions and Zelinsky inserted himself a little bit and kind of
himself. What does that mean?
Yeah, kind of started it on this path after they got the first question, where I thought, from Zelensky's perspective, don't start, keep the real negotiations for behind the scenes. The press pool stuff is supposed to be fluff. Yeah, we're working together. We're hopeful. It's going to be great. But it was Zelensky who proposed the first question to the two guys.
But he's not in a position to be like, hey, everything's going to be great. He's in a war, and he's not in. Their country is not in a great spot.
He could have worn a suit. I didn't know what he said. That you just told me.
No,
that just now.
He doesn't have to wear a suit.
He's the president of a country. He should probably be in a suit.
Who gives a fuck about the suit?
The military thing. I mean, it was weird. He kind of showed up in looked like a jogging suit to me. I thought that was a strange.
He's wearing his army issued stuff. It's not. I believe it's all army regalia, whatever it's called. But it's. He said, I'll wear a costume when my war is over. When I'm done fighting a war.
I do like the comeback. That is a cute little.
That's It's a great, to berate a guy because of he's not wearing a suit. It's like,
Yeah.
grow up. Big
But
fucking deal.
there was I saw footage too of the American ambassador from Ukraine. Sorry, the Ukrainian ambassador to the United States of America. She had her head in her hand. She
Wait,
was
say that
embarrassed.
again. Say that again. The what?
No, shut up. You're teasing me. The Ukrainian ambassador to the United States of America, nailed it. Her head was down. She was embarrassed for Zelinsky because she thought he was blowing it. And you
That's
can
what
make
she
the
said.
argument that he did. And here's why I'll say that. You know what Trump is. You know you need.
How do you know that? How do you know that's why she had her head in her hands?
It was when he was talking. It was when he was talking, and like as he made it. He said something about the. It was the this is how you're gonna feel line, and she was just like she had her head in her hand like this, like shaking her head, like holy shit, this is not. That's his job. His job is to go in there and successfully work out a deal to keep America on his side. That's the gig for him.
All he had to say, all Trump had to say was, "We're gonna," a normal person would have went, we're gonna try to make sure none of that happens, and we're gonna stop Putin in his tracks. Not, how dare you? And you're in no position, and how could you do it?
Well,
Like,
because
act like an animal.
He got mad when he told him how he was going to feel. Trump doesn't like that. Trump feels like
see, this 80-year-old baby's feelings get hurt. Go fuck yourself, not you, him.
I know what you're saying. I'm not taking any of this personal. I'm not upset. But I think Trump felt backed into a corner.
What a snowflake!
He can't be made to look weak.
Poor guy. I hope he's able to wipe his tears away with his tiny hands. Fucking baby. What a fucking baby. Giant fucking 80-year-old baby.
I think they want him out, which is clear.
Oh,
Zelinsky. I think the Trump team wants him out. There's been some talk about that. It's certainly not a good look. Trump was right in regards to he doesn't really have any cards to play. What outside of just the humanity of helping people? What card does he have?
There should be no cards. Help us, please. Is the card Epstein List?
I know, but you know how many people in the world need help right now? He's getting a lot from a lot of people, and it's not just totally for Ukraine. It's because they don't want Russia advancing at all. Showing that
there's a lot of reasons to help. There's a lot of reasons to help.
But outside of that, it's like he's getting all the money from us. It's like
it's not getting all the money from us. Europe is helping as well. It's not all the money.
All right, Europe is helping. You're right, but it's not. You don't want to lose us. So it's Trump that you have to play up to, but you got to do that if you're in his position.
No, but Trump should not be a giant baby. So you can't blame Zelensky for Trump being a giant man-child.
I'm not saying it's fair to Zelinsky or that he deserves it. It's a difficult thing, but that's the hand he was dealt.
But he didn't do anything to warrant that response. That's all I'm saying. He didn't. That wasn't Zelensky's fault. It's 100% on Trump and Vance. That's all.
I still think he's got to eat it just to get through the meeting and get into the room and get what he needs to get for his people.
No, I disagree.
I thought you were great. My favorite was the weed whacker line.
Thank you.
That was my favorite. That's definitely getting clipped. The weed whacker line is getting clipped.
Thank you.
Janine, do you want to make any more jokes about him banging his wife because of Trump today, or can we move on?
I was just trying to think of something. No, I'm just as mad as Frank is about Trump and Zelensky, and also how hard, which is also kind of weird. But
or exciting.
I'm just as equally as mad as health insurance again. I'm just going to tell you. Keep in mind, husband works for a healthcare related company.
I didn't know that. Did you know that, Frank?
I don't know what any of our friends do for a living.
Jesus.
Frank, he does the computer. Hold on, he does the computers. He does the computers. You're acting like he's like a salesperson or whatever. Your husband does the computers.
IT is what that's what I thought. I knew that. I know. I'm kidding. I know what everybody does.
Somewhat. Yeah, but you didn't know what company he worked at. I didn't know what company.
No, I don't know the company. No.
Um. Okay. So right now I'm on a lower premium, high deductible, which just fucking sucks, but it doesn't suck as much as because we just got the new plans, which is the same
Monica
plans, but
Lewinsky. Oh, go ahead. So fucking
for a lower deductible plan, but high premium, it is $2,200 a month.
What's a deductible again? What you have to pay before insurance starts paying?
Correct.
I think it's a write-off, and they're the ones writing it off.
Right. Yeah, you can't write it off unless it's a certain percentage of your
So
salary.
what's the premium? It's the $2,200. That's the
Correct.
premium
It's what you pay to get insurance.
every month.
Correct.
That sucks.
Well, that sounds bad.
It's just it's
Seems high.
disgusting. But
You got a
know what?
bundle.
So
It's
what's
not-
the low premium pay versus the deductible pay? The low premium price versus the deductible pay there.
The low premium price is now $800 a month.
Oh, you should do that.
Well, that's what we've been doing because we actually wasted money paying the higher premium.
Yeah, because
But
you don't go to
that's
the doctor that often.
No, I don't really have any medical problems at all, so there's no reason for me to go. So I'll never reach the deductible ever, which is $4,000 per person.
Oh, that's a
Dude.
lot though. That's a lot more than I thought you were going to
What
say.
the hell? What is this, Joe's Insurance? What the fuck?
No,
Company.
it's United Healthcare, but this is what the healthcare system has come to in this country because of
This is
a
why
lot of
they're
different
losing a
factors.
CEO every year, basically. It's still
No,
early
Yeah.
this is
2025.
why Louis Mangione is my fucking hero. But that's the other point.
He's going to go free, that guy.
Boy.
I'll be there. I wasn't there the first day, but pretend that didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. I gotcha.
So I'm sorry. I just saw the email and I'm like, this just makes me so mad how they can get away with it.
Oh, wait until they deny you a claim on something. Just wait, because you know that's coming. You know that's coming. I heard his wife, the United Healthcare CEO's wife, didn't shed a tear. She didn't shed a tear.
Well,
How do you get that?
Oh yeah, I heard it. I got my ear to the ground.
Okay. You heard that.
I know what's happening in the streets.
Okay. Sure.
God, in the streets.
All right,
The
what's
streets where
happening?
the United Healthcare CEOs hang out. You know what I'm saying, Frank?
Sure. You know what's going on.
I know what's going on. 2,200. Jesus Christ.
You pay that almost.
I have no idea what I pay. If you think I have any idea what the fuck
do you
I'm
not
paying
know?
for any, I have no idea.
Because it
How do
comes
you
out of the
not know?
paycheck every couple of weeks. And who the hell knows?
Cuddles takes care of all. I have no idea what's happening. She could be
that's
supporting the
your
Ukraine
paycheck.
like we are, and I have no idea.
No, that's your paycheck.
I don't know. I don't know how to tell you this. I have no clue.
What do you do all day
I have no.
besides search through Crocs?
I take a nap. I get up. I think about what Frank is doing. I take a nap. I get up. I think about whatever Frank is doing is better than what I'm doing, and I take a nap again.
Anger banging his wife.
Anger bang the wife. You are the only one who has an anger bang issue here. I could honestly tell you that. It's
Well,
like
that's 100% true. So
it is coming
And
through.
you
By
know-
the way, Frank, what is that behind you? Is that a guitar or is that a vanity mirror? I see little light bulbs.
None of the above. It is one of those things that you hang in inside an umbrella.
Oh,
Like,
they're light bulbs.
They're light bulbs, yeah. Like
Okay.
you hang them. It goes up inside of
Yeah,
the backyard umbrella.
you get some light going on under
Get
the
the light
umbrella.
happen. Right.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Only an American can invent something that blocks light and then decides to put a light underneath it. That was definitely some American motherfucker. All right, the Epstein list, for Christ's sake. I mean, this is such a load of horse shit. Okay, let
I
me.
told you. I as soon as you said the other day, oh, they're gonna release the Epstein list. I like, yeah, okay. I'll believe that when I see it.
what?
What
Oh,
the hell?
that
Did she
sounded
fall
like-
into a black hole?
That sounded like
No.
Jimmy just fell into a hole.
What the hell was that?
Because I just heard, Mom.
Oh,
Oh God, just leave
Yeah,
me alone.
here's your Epstein list right here.
Take some Benadryl.
Yeah, that's it. There's more
Like
on
it?
that piece of paper than on the Epstein list.
Right.
Fucking disgusting. Here's what happened. They had a morning meeting, a White House meeting, with a bunch of right-wing influencers.
Right.
So instead of just releasing what they were calling the first of the Epstein files, instead of releasing that, they gave it to these influencers in binders, clearly labeled Epstein Files Phase 1 or whatever the hell it said on it. And they let them walk out of the White House in front of the press gaggle. And everybody was like, oh my God, here it is. And what it was absolutely nothing. They released a lot of information, 140 whatever chapter pages. None of it was new. Not one of it was new. And in a lot of instances, the pages that they were redacting, the unredacted versions of them are already widely available online. It was utterly and completely ridiculous.
So they, in essence, they released less than what we already had.
Essentially. And then Pam Bondi turned around and fired a letter off to Kosh Patel. Lion sack of shit, bastard pronunciation, motherfucker. Okay. And she goes, I think that I don't have all the information. Can you get the FBI on this to please get it going? And then Kosh turned around and sent a tweet out that was like, hey, if you're hiding any of this stuff, you better come forward and tell me. Warned the Department of Justice, warned the FBI and the Southern District of New York. She said that they both were holding on to information. The Department of Justice, after the influencers were started releasing what it was and everybody realized it was nothing, the Department of Justice tweeted out Epstein Files Phase 2, and it was a link to the Rickroll. They're never going to give you. It was a link to
what
that.
What the fuck is going on?
So I don't know what happened there, but somebody's head is going to roll because that's ridiculous. If that was done intentionally or somebody just thought it would be a joke or whatever, I don't know. But
I can't anymore.
That was totally fucking stupid and uncalled for. So then now everybody knows there's nothing. Then she sends the letter out. And then the news coverage part of this, which really, really pissed me off because Donald Trump's name appears twice on the flight log, him and Melania, that he was on, the airplane. We knew this too. And then the other part was there were several names in his contact book, meaning he had somebody's phone number. And it was Alec Baldwin and Bloomberg and Clinton and all those other things. All the right-wing people fell right in line and were like, Alec Baldwin's in Epstein's, book, little black book and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I'm sorry, but the story here is the current president of the United States of America, who we already have film footage of, the dance floor at Mar-a-Lago and all that, who we already have photographs of. Now it's confirmed he was on his airplane with him. I mean, that's the story of the day. If Hackman's not dead, if this Zelinsky meeting doesn't blow up, the lead story on this podcast is President Trump named in Epstein flight logs. That's the biggest story of the day. And nobody's talking about that. And now nobody's certainly, which was also part of my little theory of fucking Trump was like, make this blow this guy up. Let's make sure we get off this Epstein thing. Find something on Hackman or start a fight with Zelinsky, JD. Those are your only choices.
That's a good theory.
But yeah, I mean, it's just nuts. And then the fact that they put whole pages where there was just one big, large black box of redaction. And it's like people are tweeting them side by side, here's what was really, here's the information. Yeah. And they're all going on under the guise of we have to protect the victims, which they do. That's why there's redactions, to save the victims' real identity, the ones who are remaining anonymous, to save their identity from being released. That's the only thing they should be holding back.
Exactly.
I don't know whether to give credit to Trump or this is just an example of the ineptitude of Trump's administration, or if they really had no choice. they did put out those flight logs, even though we already had them, with his fucking name on it.
What are they going to do?
Well,
It was already out.
I guess so. Yeah, they couldn't redact it or change it or whatever, or say it was fake or who, they just went with it. I give them credit.
Did you see the interview? Did you see the interview? I forget when it was. It was before the election. It's on Fox. He's talking to a bunch of Fox people in some interview, and he goes,
I have to look
the one
at it, right?
Well, no, the one where he goes, they go, will you release the 9/11 stuff? Yes. Will you release the JFK stuff? Yes. Will you release the Epstein stuff? Well, we're gonna have to look at that. There's a lot of phony stuff in there. You gotta watch out. You don't ruin people's lives. It's like,
well,
bells should start going off here.
There was a long silence too before he started.
Long silence. Yeah, exactly. So it just should be some bells going off for that, but no, there won't be. Yeah, he'll get away with everything just like he always does, and that's what's fucked up about all this.
Yeah, well, we'll see. But I thought, those stupid, the whole thing was disappointing, and they're just holding. And let me tell you what bothers me the most about all this Epstein stuff. Yeah, you can be annoyed with the influencers and the redacted stuff that was already released and the lack of information, all of that. All people keep talking about is documents. Like, we know from the documents that there is surveillance footage from his homes that were taken on hard drives into the FBI headquarters that were mysteriously misplaced for a while and then just rediscovered. Where's that? I don't want to see any more PDFs. In the next release, there better be some .mp4s and .movs, because I want to be watching surveillance footage of these shitheads in that house. Nobody's talking about the footage and anything else. That's the hard drives, the computers, all this stuff that they had. And everybody's like, the flight logs and the documents. That shit, that's nothing. There's nothing.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to see any of that footage. Please,
Well, I'd like it to be blurred.
Blurred and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What is my dream now?
Frankie C, often you come on this very podcast, and when you're not shitting on the current administration and president of the United States, you opine, fantasize, if you will, about days gone by and what was promised to us. There's two things that you talk about when you talk about what we were supposed to get in the future that we never got. Do you know what those two things are that you often say?
Is it flying cars, one of them?
Oh, that's the one. Flying cars. I can't believe you got that so fucking fast.
I feel like I saw a story recently about a flying car. I mean, we've all. I saw a video of it looks like a car. It actually has wheels, and it's like a long rectangular car looking thing, and it could also take off. It's got the I guess the power of like what are they called? Drones, the propellers and stuff inside the car, which great. I love it. I don't know, because when you think about it, Neil deGrasse Tyson, who I love, he goes, we've had flying cars forever. They're called helicopters. We've had them for a long time. Other than that, it's the same principle. I mean, you're just putting this is me talking now, not him. You're just putting the blades inside the car rather than up above the car. It's the same principle. It's the same thing.
Yes.
So I get that. I wish we had the technology that you see in sci-fi movies where it's not giant blades and it creates a windstorm underneath every car. But I'm in. Let me see this thing. It looks cool. I've seen this. I saw a quick, like 2-second thing about it, but
yeah. But you are correct, though. It is a drone-like vehicle where the hood and the trunk are empty, and just there's a little seater person where there would normally be seats. But you were watching footage courtesy of USA Today and this company that invented this prototype of this car lifting up and going up over another car. It's pretty amazing.
There it is.
I mean, there it is, Frank. You see, that's a flying car, my friend. I mean,
that is a flying car.
Like,
now,
see it from that angle, it looks empty. It looks very, very empty. No trunk, no.
Yeah, it looks like a cardboard box, like basically.
Basically. But let me ask you a question. There's a lot of amenities in vehicles these days: air conditioning, Apple AirPlay, all this stuff that you can get, heated seats, cooling seats, right?
Yeah.
All this jazz. Okay. If I said to you, "Hey, there's no trunk. You can't put anything in the car. You can't carry anything with you. You got to put it in the passenger seat or the back seat." But the upside is you can fly over all the traffic. I feel like a lot of people would go for that. They'd be like, "I don't need to carry that much
Yeah,
shit."
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I don't have to. I mean, to get me a flying car. I feel like you run into situations with a flying car, like. So most people can barely drive. I don't know how we're going to give everybody a flying car. Like I can't.
Is that what you're saying? The women?
You're an ass.
No, I got
That's
you.
what you're saying. But I feel like you start giving people their own helicopter and everybody's flying around. We're gonna. I always thought before we had inklings of this kind of thing, you have to have it be automated in some way, like the automatic driving, the self-driving car. It would have to be some kind of self-driving thing to follow a specific flight path, because you have planes in the air. You have, what if this a bird, you hit something and you crash into a house? It's gonna. I can't imagine all the situations. Do you have to get a pilot's license for this thing? Do you have to go through some kind of special training? I'm sure. I mean, they're just going to give out licenses. I can't imagine the same test and licensing procedures for a driver's license is going to be the same for a flying car.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. They're almost like ready to sell this thing. Like they could start selling it today.
Well, that's the thing. There's got to be some kind of special license. You can't just is my driver's license enough to fly a flying car?
That's it, and that's the problem, because I saw an interview with the founder, and he's like, "Yeah, we have some infrastructure and legal hurdles to get." It's like, "Yeah, are you waiting on the government to legislate this thing? You'll never get it all. Like, it's never going to happen."
I can't. If it runs out, a motor. Like if your engine dies on the road, car. Hopefully, you could slow it down, pull it over to the side. Engine dies in the air. Hopefully, maybe I would imagine, hopefully, that they build in some sort of parachute, something or other, or all of a sudden you're in a bubble. I don't know. Something.
I don't know, but it's certainly interesting, and I don't know. Kind of makes, if the government wasn't involved, I feel like I might see it in my lifetime. Maybe in Europe, maybe one of those advanced governments will figure it out.
I want a personal flying machine like the Jetsons. I want one of those belts you put on and you go, you just fly yourself like Iron Man around.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
I don't think it'll ever be a belt, but the Rocketeer with the pack. I think a pack, maybe. Simple belts. People are going to just be flying right out of that thing.
The belt just goes, and, oh, shit, there goes another belt.
Yeah.
No, belt's not good, but a pack. There's a guy that invented. He's got it looks like I don't know, cannons on each arm, and he's got this big backpack, and he flies around like Iron Man.
That's amazing.
There's a guy that has that, but the thing is gigantic. He's wearing this huge backpack, and he's got these huge, giant, like blowtorch looking things on his arms, and I can't imagine they're light. And I'm sure they blow out whatever.
I'd love to do that. And that's why I think they make money off those stupid water things. You ever do one of those water things? I kind of want to do those.
I've never done it, but they look fascinating.
I feel like it hurts though. If you hit that water, like you're just hitting water and underwater that's a little,
You're just smacking into the water. Yeah. That's not great.
Yeah. That's not fun.
I'll do parasailing first. I feel like that's step one.
Oh, I'd love to do parasailing.
Yeah, before I start flying around in a jet-powered whatever the fuck, just throw a parachute on me and a string.
You've never been parasailing?
No.
Don't you feel like we're a little too old to have never been parasailing? It feels like we're a little too old.
No. What do you mean?
How many times have you been in a location where there is parasailing? I feel like that's at least 19, 20 times for me.
Yeah, a few times, sure.
Yeah.
But I never just signed up for it. Never, I'm like,
Can I tell you why? This is my theory why we haven't parasailed yet.
why?
You see it in the air. You never see where it lands. If you could see where it lands, you'd be like, oh, we gotta. That's where we should go there tomorrow, and go
but
parasailing.
where? To the middle of the water where they are? No, to where they start. I don't know where that is.
I don't know. I just keep seeing it go by like this.
Yeah, there you go.
Then it goes
but they
by
have
so
like
much.
I feel like there are like plans that like your hotel or if you're on a cruise, they have excursions. They'll hook you up with these kinds of things or beach resort. I'm sure they have people that will take you to do it.
I can tell you at least 3 times I was holding a paper, like you said, with all the activities, and parasailing was on there, and I still haven't done it. And I've always wanted to do it.
Next time, you got to do it.
Next time you're coming with. We're fucking parasailing together. A little parasailing for the table.
I'm in.
A little parasailing for the group here. Erin C is here, Frankie. The better C is me
100%
in Discord like to say.
100%.
And that does. I don't want that to be like we only do that in the one channel that's named reasons why we like Erin more than Frank. So
that should be every channel.
I don't know if you're in that channel, but
well, you know what's funny? I was listening to Blind Items the other day, and one of them was, as for the list, what you see is what you're going to get. And I was like, what the hell is that? And Frank was like half asleep, and he was like, it's the Epstein list. We're not getting anything new. Do you remember that?
Yep.
It's fucking great.
But yeah, it's going to be bullshit. Epstein list is going to be nothing.
And it was. I thought that was really interesting because that was correct.
What pissed me off is last night, I'm like, I guess I'll do a show. Like I'll just pop on. I'll do a show. Then I'm like, maybe we'll do something in the morning when it comes out. Here I am. I'm sitting here waiting and then the influencers things come out. I'm like, oh, it was just, the whole thing was just a big jerk off.
It was nothing. Yeah, it was a big stupid tease.
By around 2:00, I was like, I'm like, forget it. We'll just because it was last night too or yesterday afternoon with Hackman. I'm like, this is huge. It was kind of big. Hackman. I'm like, should we jump in? Or I was like, yeah. Because I was like, maybe we'll wait till. I was like, I said to myself, the only way we wait till Friday on Hackman is if this is like something that's going to be ongoing. And sure enough, that's what
which it is.
It was so strange the way Hackman went from not suspicious to the most suspicious death in the last 25 years.
You're right. That was the first report, right? There was like nothing suspicious.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would they come out with that right away?
That's got to be a miscommunication. Like somebody said suspicious and they thought not suspicious or, non-suspicious or whatever.
What do you need for it to be suspicious? Like pantsless clowns running around? Like, come on, guys.
Those pantsless clowns look awfully suspicious.
Yeah.
I still question them. Yeah.
God, I miss Gene Hackman so much. Doesn't it all feel just empty without him?
The world has changed.
I don't think you'd be this upset over the Zelinsky thing today if Gene Hackman were still here. That's my take away from all of this.
Oh my God, it's a bold take, Ant.
You would have been like, bold take. Everything that happened was bullshit, but at least we still have Gene Hackman.
We still got Hackman. Yeah. We're all right. We're going to be fine.
Oh, man.
Can't be that bad. Gene's still with us.
Hackman's got his cup of coffee. We're good.
Granted, he's in Santa Fe, and I wish he'd join the rest of us in society. But still, he's here. He's alive.
He's done his work. But he's around. He's 95. The guy could stop if he doesn't have to keep acting.
Yeah,
but he's around. Yeah, that was it's changed.
I just remember thinking, I feel better about eating by myself in the car now that I know that Gene Hackman does it too, even though he's 95 and he's clearly sneaking it behind his wife's back.
Nothing wrong with eating in the car.
Well, I guess not.
This was kind of funny as absolutely sad as it was. I was talking to my coworker about it, and he was like, and we talked about our theories way, way early. And he was like, oh, when I heard it, I thought METH heads. And I was like, you think that he and his wife are METH heads? And he was like, no. I thought that METH heads broke in and did this to them. But believe me, I was like, why are you thinking that at 95 he's going to try that? And he was like, Erin, My God.
Let me tell you
If you're gonna
something.
try it at any time, it's 95, I guess.
I mean, is
I guess
that,
so. Parasailing and METH.
I'm
That's
saying,
Anthony's dream. Speaking of dreams, where is this? My dream is the flying car. Anthony's dream, he's said it before, is when he's old, he's going to try like all the drugs or something.
everything, all the fucking drugs, coke, heroin. I think I got to end with heroin. I feel like heroin is a big one.
Is that the topper?
I think so. And somebody once said that meth
That's the
is like
closer.
meth is like a cheap trailer park version of heroin. So I don't think I'm going to do meth. But
Well, only one way to find out. No, don't try that at home,
No.
kids.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're gonna
Oh,
get
but
shut down.
No, don't do drugs.
I'm gonna do all the. I'm gonna be all hopped up on mushrooms and all sorts of shit. You know. I'm
Hey,
gonna do the type of drugs that.
the problem is you're going to be like, all right, I'm ready. Now, where do I get these things? I have no idea who to ask or where to go. Or
Because I can't find the parasailing place. What makes you think I'm gonna find the
Yeah.
drugs?
And the parasailing place, you can literally follow the fucking thing. There's no way you're going after the heroin supplier or whatever.
You're
Good
right. I
luck.
could follow it. The problem is when it gets so far this way, my head is this way, and I just wind up falling asleep on the beach. You know, that's the issue.
Shit, here we go. Just nod the fuck up. Oh, boy. Yeah.
Okay. So for those of you who forgot what a pen and pencil and paper are, Google it, find one, because we're back to pen and paper.
Pen and
Love it.
paper.
Because we're doing 3 5-item BT5s.
All
So we're doing
right.
3 of them with
Okay.
5 segments, 5 spots each.
So
Question.
number your paper 1 through 5 3
3
times.
times.
Okay. Here's my question. Should I do that now? Do they need to be
Yes, please.
column
No,
A,
you can
column
just do
B?
1 through 5 now. No,
Okay.
it's fine. You can
They
just
don't
do
need to
1
be-
through 5 now. Now,
They're-
the umbrella topic is something that you guys didn't talk about, but I took a chance that you would, because it's on Sunday is the Oscars.
Well, we would have if somebody didn't take
Yeah, seriously.
75% of the show this episode.
First of
but that's
all-
okay. I get it.
Listen, no, we're not doing this. No.
So the Zelinsky thing. Holy shit
No.
with this. No, all right, sorry.
All right. So what I'm doing is I'm taking 3 categories from the Oscars. I'm taking 5 winners, 1 from the 1970s, 1 from the 1980s, 1 from the 1990s, 1 from the aughts, and 1 from the teens. Nothing from before 1970 and nothing from the last 20 the last 5 years.
Can I tell you
So,
something? We don't need any of those times. It's useless. Both
Okay, cool.
directions.
I'm so glad that you did that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but I'm just letting you know that if you're waiting for something else in the same decade, you don't have to.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
See how
Yeah.
kind I am?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Very nice.
So,
So what are we picking?
okay, so I'm going to name for the first category, there's going to be best picture. I'm going to name 1 from each decade, and you tell me the best, like if they were up against each other.
Gotcha. Oh, this is good.
Okay.
Ooh, this is good.
Yeah, you see what I was trying to do before you shut it down?
Oh, so wait. All right. So you're going to tell us 2 pictures and we just got to
No.
pick one?
No.
I'm going to tell you 1 from each decade.
Yeah.
And you're going to put it in 1 through 5, like you think that like it would be like the best picture of
Oh,
all.
okay. I got it. We're picking the best picture out of the. Okay, got it.
All right.
Okay,
1 is
so,
from
yeah.
the 70s, 1 is from the 80s, 1 is from the 90s, 1 is from the aughts, and 1 is from 2010 to 2019. Nothing
got
from
it.
20 to 2024.
Okay.
All right. So the first one,
We got to
if you
pick the one
like
with
it-
Gene Hackman at number 1. How
Oh
can we
my
not?
God,
It's
one more
putting
Gene
us in a
Hackman.
bad spot. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. The first one is from the aughts, and it's Gladiator.
Okay.
Gladiator. Okay.
Can I
Go
talk
ahead.
first, like Frankie C does during the Trump conversations?
I'm going to get a beer.
I recently saw Gladiator. I thought it stunk. I don't get all the hype. I don't
Funny, I
understand
never
it.
saw it.
Okay, and I feel like one of our dear friends who no longer lives in our state, it's like one of his favorite movies, and I'm embarrassed to say this publicly. I hope he doesn't see this clip because I feel like he loves it more than Joe Pantaleone in The Sopranos. I
Yeah, I don't agree with him for a lot of the movies. I think he's great, but He's not the
Yeah.
best when it comes to a compass on what a good movie is. No
Yeah,
offense. if
I
you're hearing
agree.
this.
It's because he's stupid, right? He's
Right,
dumb.
that's not what I said.
Oh, I keep getting it wrong. I thought Frank was talking about women who can't drive before. It feels, I don't know, something feels off tonight.
I'm
Anyway,
back. So
what-
Gladiator.
Gladiator stinks.
You're talking about the original Gladiator, not the second one, right?
Right.
No.
It's from the no, it's the one with Russell Crowe from the 2000 to 2010 era. I
Right,
don't know
yeah.
what year it won. And I don't have to.
Why do you not like that movie? What did I do with my pen? I got it.
Why did you like that movie? And what did I do with my pen? Fucking boring.
You're
Okay.
boring.
When spoiler alerts, everybody. When I understood the concept, oh my God, the king is fucking over his own son because he wants it to go to the strength play. I immediately saw the remainder of the film, and then I had to sit through another hour and 45 on exactly what I saw coming and knew was going to happen.
You didn't see him getting sucked into being a gladiator, even though he was this big general, and
Immediately saw it. No, I immediately saw it.
right, but it was still fun, not fun, but it was still entertaining to watch. No,
And I
Okay,
no,
we still have 4 more from this
Okay,
category
you're
and
right.
2 more
You're right.
categories.
but
So-
Frank, to be fair, I don't know if it was because it's been around for so long. You know, it's in the cult. It's
Yeah.
in the ether. I don't know. So
you
go
got to
ahead.
take that each. Yeah, you got to
Wait.
grain of salt.
I'm putting it 5. We never got to the number. Sorry, Aaron.
I'm putting it at. Wait, you're doing the aughts and the
Yeah.
teens as well. I'm going to put it at 4.
Okay. All right.
What are people in the chat doing? Let's
People in the chat aren't saying anything from what I
Yeah.
can see.
They're dead.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
this was
picking
not the best topic.
where are you rating the best pictures from the 70s, 80s, 90s,
Right,
aughts, and
4
teens?
and 4 so far.
There we
Aughts
go.
and
4.
all
4. So Gladiator,
you put-
yeah. I put it at 4.
Okay, so next up is from the 90s, and it's Titanic. You might have heard of it.
Fuck, it's a great movie.
It's a great movie. You can't deny the enormity of the impact of this movie. I mean, not say what you will about it's too long. I don't know, but the spectacle of the movie itself, especially for that time, for the 90s, James
Amazing.
Cameron, yeah, what he
Amazing.
was able to pull off.
He figured it out. I'll get the history and the enormity and tech angle for the men, and I'll get the amazing love story with Leonardo DiCaprio for the women. Everybody, had something for everybody. And then he
Piss everyone off with the old lady at the end.
yeah, it wasn't so good. Yeah, that wasn't so good. But
That sucked, man. I can't believe she did that.
we got to see Rose's titties, which is amazing. So
You got that in there for that. You got
Yeah.
there's a little for everybody in that movie.
Yeah, it's some for everybody. Bad Italian accent. Nobody can do the Italian accent well. Fucking Leo's friend there. That was a little annoying. Anyway, Frank, where are you putting Titanic?
Titanic, I'll put it number 2.
Fuck yeah, I got it too, and I feel like I'm gonna regret this. I just feel like
Really?
that's number 1. I mean, it was the biggest grossing movie. Everybody loved it.
Gladiator was what year? It was the aughts.
And I didn't take off any points for knowing I saw
Yes.
the boat sinking early on in the film.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there you go. You see, but you had to sit through the whole thing, knowing
soon
what
as-
was going to happen.
Frank, as soon as they got on the boat, I said to myself, that boat's in trouble.
This fucking thing's going to go down. I can't believe this. Nobody. They should do something.
And now I got to sit through the rest of this. But I knew what's her name's tits were coming up. So it's not doing it.
Good job, Robin. Way to call him out on this bullshit.
Oh man.
All right, so 3 more to go.
We both put it at
Okay.
2.
So for the 80s, Ant knew something was wrong with Dustin Hoffman when he saw Rain Man.
Oh, great movie!
The second he got on screen, I thought,
Like this guy.
he's gonna be good at counting.
This guy counts stuff like that. I got what? I got to watch this now. Like, I know it. He's just gonna count stuff through the whole movie.
He counts stuff like 1, 2, 3. I'll tell you what.
Great movie. Oh, this is tough.
Rain Man. Give Daddy the Rain Man suite. I mean, think of all the Wapner. Got to get home for Wapner. Qantas never crashes. I mean,
Qantas never crashed. Kmart sucks. Judge Wapner.
Oh, and let's talk about Tom Cruise is cool as hell as always, and now he's sympathetic. So think about how much the women are going to like that. You know,
It's funny you should say that because I think it was recently that I think it was Michael Caine who said that Tom Cruise's performance in that is completely underrated. Like everybody goes to Dustin Hoffman, but when you think about somebody who had to play someone who realized that his whole childhood was a lie and that this whole person, I don't know, it was just one of those that he said he could not believe how overlooked Tom Cruise was and how hard that a role that was and how well he did. I don't know. Just
Well
food
said.
for thought.
well
I
said.
agree.
It's very, very true. It's like when Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig was batting behind Babe Ruth. It's like, you know, it's kind of like that.
Yep. All right. So, shit, this is tough. Do I 1 or 3 here? I'm not going to put it at 5. 1 or 3. Do I want to use up my 1? All right. I got to put it at 3.
I knew it. You never do. You never use up your 1.
Well, I feel like we're going back to this. We still have to get to the 70s, and there were a lot of good movies in the 70s.
There were.
The Best Picture. And we
70s
also
and
have
teens are left.
teens. Okay.
Ooh, see, we're getting set up to get Erin.
Well, it's going to be rough.
You
I
think we're
gave you as
getting?
many hints as I possibly could. There's no way you're getting Aaron in this one.
That's true. There's only 10 to pick from each,
Yeah.
each category.
I'm going 3. I'm going 3 with you. I'm with you in that.
All right.
Everybody has been almost actually identically, identical here.
Yeah,
That
we're
is true.
going on. Okay. All right, next one.
Next one is the teens with a little film that took everyone by storm, Parasite.
Ooh, Parasite. That was a good movie.
I never saw
Really
it.
good. You never saw Parasite?
No.
Oh, you piece of shit. You always berate me for not seeing movies.
That's not as bad as not seeing Get Shorty. I mean, Get Shorty is classic.
I really liked Parasite. It was a really good movie, but I got to put it at 5 because I can't put it higher than Titanic, Rain Man, or Gladiator.
Agree. I have it at 4, just in front of Gladiator at 5, which I am regretting. I'm regretting that right now.
And I have a feeling the 70s is going to give me my number 1, and I can't imagine being disappointed, but we'll see.
Is it your one too, Ant?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys ready?
Here we go.
Getting strong now.
Rocky.
Ooh.
All right. I can live with that. Rocky.
Ooh.
Great movie.
Better than Titanic.
Maybe not as many effects, but still a really good movie. Which one?
Yeah.
If you had to sit down and watch one of them right now, Rocky or Titanic?
Oh, it's a good question. I got to say Rocky.
Right?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Rocky doesn't get enough credit. Rocky was a huge leap forward. Spoiler alert. Because he loses.
He was?
Nobody saw that coming back then. Nobody had ever. The hero always comes back and wins, and all of a sudden, he didn't. And that was such a holy shit! What a turn.
Yeah.
I'm quoting a TV show, but she goes, "But he ran up all those stairs."
It feels
That's
like a
not
ripoff.
fair. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It feels like a ripoff. All right, that's pretty good. I like that
That's
list.
great. Yeah. Great list.
Okay, the next one for 5, same structure
Uh-huh.
is Best Actor.
Actor.
Gene Hackman, number.
Well, number 1.
And the first one is coming from the teens, and it's
Rhonda says,
Joaquin
I saw
Phoenix.
Rocky. I'm sorry, hon. Rhonda says, I saw Rocky with Stallone.
No, that's
Wait.
the best one. Without Stallone, it's not as good.
Yeah, when they
Was he
they
sitting
blur him
next
out.
to you?
Yeah, that's what I took it as. Like you went and saw it with Stallone.
Oh, like he was there? Oh, that's amazing.
That's how I'm reading it. But yeah, if you're saying that,
Yes.
yep. Wow.
Hold on.
Let's
What if
pause this.
Rhonda's Adrian? Ever think of that?
No, I never thought of
That'd be amazing.
that. He was sitting next to me.
What? Where was this? Gonna need more information.
Get out of here.
Which one? The first
Which
one?
one? Yeah, which one was it? It had to be was it a premiere?
Rhonda.
Mm. And most important, on your right side or your left side? Because I have a lot of questions.
I was with my
Was he a
boyfriend, though.
southpaw? Did he hit her? Sorry.
I'm just saying Rocky can't go right. You know.
Back you have to go right.
The first
Yeah.
movie.
So when it was in theaters, like when it first came out, it was a premiere.
I like how she goes. I was with my boyfriend though. Me, like I couldn't make out with him because my stupid boyfriend was there.
Wow.
That is
You
something.
imagine? That's something. That's really cool. Yeah, the premiere of Rocky. Holy cow.
Well, I saw The Godfather with Al Pacino.
You're an idiot.
Wish I did.
I saw Titanic with the boat. No, but Rhonda, wait a minute. I had a question for Rhonda.
That's funny because I saw Titanic with the iceberg.
God.
It's amazing. It was
I
cold.
saw it with the old bag.
This was before me. Wait, Rhonda. Wait, what I want to ask? I forgot. Oh well, that's crazy, Rhonda.
Did Rocky know the
Did
ending?
Rhonda put it at 1? Is what I wanted to know.
Oh, I
Oh,
believe
yeah,
so.
right?
I thought I saw one.
Oh,
up
she did.
zero.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really cool.
That's awesome.
So, I slightly spoiled it, but the first one for Best Actor was the teens was Joaquin Phoenix for Joker.
No, stop it. No.
Why?
Gonna get Batman, June.
We're gonna be a real comic book villain. Joaquin Phoenix.
I'm going to Gotham. Sorry.
I'm not even going to attempt to spell Joaquin Phoenix.
No, I can't spell it either.
I'm putting JP.
Me too. All right, good. I'm gonna put him at 5. 5. Yeah. So 5.
I mean, he was really good in that role, to be fair. But I got my complaints.
No, it was terrible. Wait, it wasn't. What was the role? Say the role again.
Joker.
Oh, Joker. Yeah.
He was good. He played a great, part, and his acting was very good. But I had problems with the movie a little, like with the character. It was just not the Joker that I thought it would. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I feel like there's going to be better actors here.
Just not their Joker, June. Put me at 5.
He's the Joker. What is it we need, but not the Joker we deserve?
There you go.
Okay. Number 2 is from the 90s, and it's Anthony Hopkins in The Silence of the Lambs.
Oh,
Very just owned pop culture, right?
that was iconic.
From the beginning, and is still of substance to today. Like it's never really,
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. All right. I gotta put him up there.
Harry, everybody does that. I mean, it's amazing.
Tell me when the lambs stop crying. He was brilliant. It's 1 or 2 for me. I gotta decide here. 1 or 2.
Wow.
I'll go 2.
I'm going 3. It's bad.
Good old A-Hop.
I just feel like there's going to be a lot of amazing actors on this list, and Hopkins is one of them. But
we got Justice and Rhonda saying 1.
yeah,
They're ready to give up the 1 spot.
2 for
Very
Robin.
good.
All right, Erin.
Okay, the next one is the 70s, and it's Marlon Brando in The Godfather.
Oh, I nailed it. I did it right.
They never go against the family. All right, Marlon Brando. Yeah, I gotta go 1 on that one, I guess.
Yep. I mean, this is You're protected on this list from Pacino and De Niro because they both wanted to be Marlon Brando.
They wanted to be me. There's only one Marlon Brando. All right, I'm done. That's my Marlon. Did you ever see that skit on Saturday Night Live with John Travolta and what the heck is it? Kevin Nealon?
No.
When Kevin Nealon is Larry King interviewing John Travolta as Marlon Brando.
No.
It's friggin' hilarious. You got to look that up on YouTube.
All right.
It's
Kevin
fucking funny
Nealon
enough.
and who?
And John Travolta. John
Okay.
Travolta is Marlon Brando. It's great.
I'm gonna look that up immediately once the show is over.
I'm gonna look it up right after the show. There.
Okay. Next
Sorry.
up is the 80s with Robert De Niro in Raging Bull.
Oh boy,
Yeah, I'm so happy and comfortable to put him at number 2.
I got him at 3 because I got Hopkins at 2.
Okay. Not.
What the-
I can't kill you for that. That ain't bad.
Yeah, I got Brando, Hopkins, and I put Raging Bull. De Niro.
Yeah. And I don't even think that was De Niro's best role, but you know.
It was a little bit.
He didn't say it in that one.
What did he say it in? I don't even know.
He says that in all of them, though.
Oh, I say a little bit. I say a little bit.
Yeah. No, that was not Casino. Goodfellas.
Yeah. I said
No,
Goodfellas.
you insult him a little bit. You insult him.
You insult a little bit.
That's really getting good. I don't think he used to be that good at that. That's amazing.
I'm working on it.
All right,
Yeah.
that's good.
It's getting good. It's getting good. I'll be a little bit good. All right, let's go.
All
Next
right. What's left?
Hopefully, someone I could do an impression of.
4.
I wouldn't. What's next? Wait, what's left in your spots?
Yeah, 4 for me as well.
Both
Oh,
of you have
man.
4?
Both of us
Yep.
again. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
you guys are adorable. Okay. It is the aughts with Denzel Washington in Training Day. A very controversial win.
You know what's weird? I never saw Training Day. I have to see Training Day. Denzel.
It's good.
Did you see it?
Yeah, it's good. It's not even his best role either.
That's what the what is
But
called.
really, no, that's not a. I thought that was like a huge.
Yeah, he won the Academy Award for it. It was massive.
Yeah,
Was that
but
what
that's
was
not
the
his best.
controversy, Erin? Though that he won, or that wasn't even the best movie he won for?
It was more the idea that he had lost when he should have won, like one of those consolation.
Oh, like
ones
this
they
was the
say.
makeup.
Like
That's what
the
they say.
DiCaprio thing. Like they
And
gave
the,
it.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, you're right. But also Pacino and Son of a Woman. People are like, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Scorsese with The Departed. That was a makeup.
I thought Pacino was really good in Scent of a Woman. I have to say, but
He
he
was
probably
good.
should have won. He probably should have won for what, Godfather or Dog Day Afternoon. I thought he was great.
Yeah.
That was probably. If I had to pick Pacino's best role, I would say Dog Day Afternoon. To be honest,
Oh, I don't know. I loved him in Heat.
really good in Heat.
You can
But-
do him in Dick Tracy.
That's right. There's another good role.
That's your best impression.
We'll be bumped. We'll be bumped. We'll be bumped.
It's so random. Why don't you do one of those TikToks where they do all the different impressions, one right after the other?
Because I don't know how to do a TikTok.
That's true.
What's a TikTok?
You gotta close. This would be my closer if I was writing your set list. You end. You do Ace Ventura Pool right into Dick Tracy, Pacino Tracy, and then you're out. That's how you close the show.
That's a good
No,
closer.
he also has to do Tom Hanks as missing the cutoff man.
Oh. Missing. Evelyn. That's such a good. That goes. I've been doing that one. That's probably one of my oldest. It's not even a good impression. It's
No, it's great.
No, he does it to me whenever I miss the cutoff man.
That's true. Whenever you miss, I have to call you out on it.
In the
Aaron,
bedroom, or sorry, that was for Janine.
Oh. All right.
That and then get on the bus. That's the other good line you do from that movie.
Oh, get up, butt. Okay.
It's the best. All right, I put Denzel at 4, and I winced because I believe Denzel. I know this for sure. I'm going to start like Frank. Frank's best line for this whole episode was, "There is no opinion here. This is 100% fact."
This is a fact. I'm not making anything up.
If you don't agree with this, you're an idiot. I'm taking that stance with Denzel Washington is a better actor than Anthony Hopkins. I could not take that otherwise. There's
All right.
no way.
That could very well be true. But we're basing this on the performance from those specific movies, though, right?
Yes.
We're not saying
No.
overall actor, right?
Well, no, but it's the actor versus the other actors. So it doesn't matter the role they won for. It's who do you think
No,
is the
it
better
does.
actor?
No, we're basing
Why
it
else
off
would I
of their
say it?
win. Yeah, we're
So-
basing it off of they won for these roles. Which one did you like better?
Oh, the role itself or the
That's why
actor?
I said it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to play it on the protest. Then I got to throw the red flag, the yellow flag down.
Well,
No,
it's
because
not our fault you didn't understand the assignment.
well, then it should have been character, not actor.
It's
The
it's their
character didn't win.
performance. I picked the decade. I picked the movie. I mean, why wouldn't I just say the people?
Aha.
What? What? You did say the people.
Yeah, but
What
she
I'm
gave the
saying is, I would have
decade, the
just said the
performance, and
people
what they
if it
won
had
for.
just been the people.
Yeah, but I thought
picked-
that's what gets them into the ring. Denzel's in the top
No,
5
no.
because you
It's these
rate him.
performances. If they were going against each other tomorrow for these roles, like if it was like that, the decade didn't matter. The fact that like if any of, all right, we got to move on.
You screwed this up, Anthony. Now,
No, I
I
didn't.
You
Let's
screwed it
move
up.
on.
You still have to base their whole body of work on whether you like them or
No,
not.
you
no. We're going off of their Oscar win. This is she picked it from. She said it's this role for this win, this decade for this movie. That's it. That's what we're
Well,
going on.
I'll tell you what, my list still works because Brando as the Godfather, De Niro in Raging Bull. I still think that Denzel's role was better than Anthony Hopkins.
You're nuts. I don't know.
Hopkins was
Be
another
fair.
controversial one because he acted for like 8 minutes. So
He wasn't on screen very long. That's true.
Yeah.
Was he best actor or supporting? He was
yes,
best actor. Wow.
Jodie
to be
Foster
fair-
fucking carried that goddamn movie.
who did?
Yeah. To be fair, I can't name another actor who would have in that movie been the lead actor.
It wasn't Jodie Foster in that?
Actress.
Yeah, okay. Oh, no, I said Jodie Foster and Erin went, who did? And I thought, did I say the wrong actress?
No, definitely
Wait,
Jodie
did I say
Foster.
who did?
Yeah, you did. I thought you were like, who was that? I thought you were
no.
baiting me.
Oh no! I thought that. I don't know what. I'm sorry.
It had to be your role.
Has to be your bowl. Okay.
Okay, so my list is Brando. Let's see. I feel like Brando and Hopkins can flip flop either way. I think Hopkins was brilliant. Brando was brilliant.
No, stop it. More than
You don't
the
think Hannibal
Godfather?
Lecter?
More than the
Hannibal
Godfather?
Lecter.
No, more than the Godfather. That's crazy talk. Come on.
Yeah, but I feel like Godfather's great, but in terms of acting and
Also, not to cut you off, Brando ain't in. He's in that the least out of all of them too.
that's probably true. That's the other part of it. He's in it. It's not in it very long, and plus, I feel like he's not. Was it that big of a stretch of character? Like, I feel like anybody can. I could do
well,
that.
That's a big. Nah,
Oh,
I
it's
think
a
you feel
great
that way
role.
'cause it's been around for
Great
so long.
role, great iconic role, 100%. But Hopkins as Lecter, I was scared of him. The guy was a fucking terrifying.
Well,
I think he nailed that. So, but I do have. I'm sticking with it. I'm not changing anything. Brando, Hopkins, De Niro, Denzel Washington, Joaquin Phoenix is my list.
Good list.
Yeah. What was yours again?
Brando, De Niro, Hopkins, Denzel, JP, and I wanted to swap Denzel.
All right. So we have the same list except we switched Hopkins and De Niro.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right.
Aaron. Last list.
All right. The last 5 are for best supporting actress.
Supporting actress.
Yes, and if you haven't seen the movie, just kind of guess from what you know of them.
So not best actress, but best supporting actress.
Best supporting actress, and the first
Okay.
one is from the 70s, and it's Meryl Streep in Kramer versus Kramer.
Oh, well, for fuck's sake. I mean, it's Meryl Streep.
It is Meryl Streep.
But now you're telling me I only have to judge it on this performance.
The performance, the one she won for, the one that's being mentioned.
Because we all know her best role was Devil Wears Prada. I mean, it's just not even.
First of all, her best role was Death Becomes Her.
No.
Wait, what did he say?
Devil Wears
Yeah.
Prada.
Oh, sorry. I thought he said Death Becomes Her. I've been drinking. Cool.
Her best role was The River Wild.
Mm-mm.
That was a great. That was a really good, very, very underrated movie. I think. I don't think it gets the credit it deserves. That movie. That
Oh my God.
had to be a pain in the ass nightmare to film too.
I haven't watched that movie in forever. I feel like is that on streaming anywhere?
I have no idea. I haven't seen that in forever anyway, as well. But Kevin Bacon, John C. Reilly,
Yeah.
Meryl Streep,
Straythorn?
The husband,
I forget his
husband's a
name.
big character actor. Yeah, he's been around forever.
Yeah, he's great. The kid from Jurassic Park is in it. I don't know his name. I never knew his name. Jeff Goldblum plays the kid, plays the 10-year-old kid. Very good. That's an acting job.
Defending Your Life. She was brilliant. She was so. How do you not fall in love with her?
I still have to see
All right,
that.
I gotta put Meryl Streep. Kramer versus Kramer. Oof.
Kramer.
That's Karma Kramer. I'll put her at what are you doing? I'm putting her. It's 1 or 2. Fuck. This is
Quick
tough.
funny story while you figure it out. My mom went for her last pregnancy appointment with me, and the doctor was like, "We're not going to see you again because you're going to have the baby before the next month. Congratulations, go eat an ice cream sundae, go see a movie, just relax, you did it." And she went to Bloomingdale's, had an ice cream sundae, and then saw Kramer versus Kramer, a movie about a woman who has no feeling toward her child and abandons it. My dad was like, "Oh my God, why did you
Good
see that?"
Lord.
That's hysterical.
That was
Cried
like
all day.
that was like the day before we went to Vegas. I saw what was that movie with Adam Sandler about 9/11?
Oh,
Rain Over Me?
Rain Over Me. Yeah,
That's it. Yeah.
I watched that, and it was the day before I got on a plane for the first time in like 15 years. So that was a stupid move. Anyway, I put Meryl Streep. I put her at 2 because I don't want to get errand.
I put her at 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Not bad.
I'm feeling confident about that too. I think this is going to be a murderer's row right now.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna get some heavy hitters here.
Next one is the aughts, and it's Catherine Zeta-Jones in Chicago, singing and dancing and being married to Michael Douglas. She can do it all.
I like the little depression there, the little accent.
Mm.
Strong. I'm in love with her. She was so hot back in the day.
She's good. She's good.
America's Sweethearts was her best role, though.
I liked her in what the hell was the one with where she's a spy?
The T-Mobile commercial.
Right.
What?
Where she's a spy with what's his name?
Entrapment.
Entrapment. She was really good in Entrapment.
I'm gonna put her. I think it's a C. Catherine CZJ 5.
I put her at 4. I got her at 4. Really good performance. Chicago, good movie. But again, I feel like we're gonna get some other really good ones here too.
All right.
But she's not at the end. She's not at the bottom. I got her at 4.
Next up is the 80s, and it's Olympia Dukakis from Moonstruck.
I love Moonstruck.
Plays the mom.
So good.
She was great in that. She was such a classic.
Her best role, though, Look Who's Talking.
So. Look Who's Talking was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Moonstruck. You give another piece of. You give any more of my. Was it meatballs? You give any more of my meatballs to those dogs, I'm gonna. I'll kill you where you stand.
I'm gonna kick you till you're dead.
I'll kick you where till you're dead. That's it. Okay, I'll go Olympia. At 3. She was great.
2. OD at 2.
OD
just in
at
front
2.
of Meryl Streep.
She was great in that movie.
She was great in that movie.
Great movie, underrated. Anybody never saw Moonstruck? Go take awesome movie.
When I was in college, I learned something about Italians from that movie. They said that
Oh, okay.
Smelly
that
cheese.
she was telling her
Crooked uncles.
father something. She's like, I have to tell you something important, and he goes, all right, let's go. And they sit at the kitchen, and the idea was like everything important happens in the kitchen for the Italians, and I just didn't know that because I'm Irish, and I remember being like, oh, it's interesting.
Yeah, that's the
So
way you talk about everything. It's living rooms for chilling out, watching TV or whatever, listening to the radio back in the day.
What's it like now
Kitchen
to
is
be
wh-
married to one of those people, Aaron?
we just
Culture
talk in
shock,
the
isn't it?
kitchen. That's why we're not having any important discussions right now because he's in the living room and I'm not. So we're just
That's
going to
right.
keep it real casual.
When we get off this podcast, we're going to go in the kitchen, have a long talk about this podcast.
Okay. Second to last one is the 80s, and it's Whoopi Goldberg in Ghost as Oda Mae Brown.
Oh, she was
You in danger,
good.
girl.
I'm going 4 though. I can't put Whoopi Goldberg as number 1. Can't do that.
Damn it. I have 1 and 5. Ah.
I take it back. This really hasn't been Murderers Row.
But Whoopi is great in that. Molly, you in danger, girl.
Yeah.
Could be blue. It's autumn sunrise. He's wearing a black a black suit. Black? Could be blue. Oh man. It sucks. I gotta put her at 5. But I wish I could put her higher. I would put her higher if I could.
Do you have one open?
I do have 1 open.
Me too.
Yep. She was great in that though. She carried that movie for, you know. I mean, everybody else was great in the movie too, but she was great.
All right. Tell everybody in the chat what do you have left? We both have 1. What do you have left? Let us know as Aaron gives us the last one.
I think a lot of people are going to get mad at me again.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I see what happened. We got Aaron on the last list. The whole
We
list was Aaron.
I think my prediction,
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be
Go ahead.
what's her name from My Cousin Vinny?
No, that would be
Right.
great. I'd put her on 1.
That would have been the 90s, and we already had the 90s.
Oh, we
This
did
is
the
from
90s.
teens.
Oh, the teens. Okay. I don't know that.
Come on,
I
Frank.
think
a
she
lot of
was
people-
great. The one
A
that
lot
you
of
said.
people. A lot of people have 1 left. Yeah, that's true. She was great in that. But a lot of people said 1. Everybody's got 1 left.
Oh, God. Everybody get your tomatoes out to throw it in.
Close you, dickhead.
I
Wow.
watch that movie again.
Yeah, we really do. All right. Sorry, guys. It's Anne Hathaway and Les Mis.
Oh fuck. That's just awful.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
it's so bad. It's worse than I thought it was gonna be.
Oh boy.
Anne Hathaway.
Robin
this-
gave me
like,
a potato.
I don't know why Anne Hathaway gets so much bullshit. She's really good in what she does. She has good roles.
She
I don't know
is.
why
I'd love to meet her, but that was not.
I mean, the movie itself.
Even
was a
Aaron
little-
is admitting when she knows what she did.
Yeah, I mean, the movie. I don't feel like it was her fault. I feel like the movie itself was whatever it was, but
High school theater.
high school theater kind of. But yeah, maybe that was a rough win. But and I wouldn't have put her at 1. I definitely wouldn't have put her. I feel like Rain Man. I definitely wouldn't have put her at 1. Definitely wouldn't have put her.
Yeah. No, I don't think that Anne Hathaway is bad. Again, I would love to meet her. I think she seems like a real sweetheart and she's a great actor, but that was just not the one. That was not the one. But
Not the one.
thanks for letting me play. Have a great night, guys. Have a great weekend.
Great job, hon.
Thank you, Aaron. That was good.
A lot of fun.
My last list was shit. This is a terrible list.
Yeah, my last list I did not do well. I got Anne Hathaway, Meryl Streep, Olympia Dukakis, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Whoopi Goldberg, and that's not the order I'm happy with.
No. See, Robin's also playing this episode under protest.
Well, that's the point of the blind top 5. Sometimes you're not gonna be happy with the order you end up with.
It's not that. It's just I didn't see it coming. You know what I'm saying?
That's the point. That's blind top 5.
No, but I couldn't. I wish I would have known, but I couldn't see it. See what I'm saying?
That's the point of blind top 5. That's why it's blind.
But if I would have saw it coming, we wouldn't be in this problem or this predicament.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Just I was focusing.
You weren't focused on the right
Couldn't see it.
right thing. I
Yeah.
hear you. Make sure you pick up Oval, great book written by Erin. It's available now. You can go to Amazon and pick up a copy. Anthony's got a copy of it right there. It's a wonderful book. Definitely a great read. And it's available a hard copy like that, or you could download it digitally. Link is in the description below on YouTube. You can pick it up today. It's a wonderful, wonderful book.
It is quite wonderful, and it will take your mind off of everything going on in the world today.
Yeah.
Which is too much.
Too much. I want to correct one thing I said before. You said he should do everything he can to save his people. I agree. I said I disagree because I was just disagreeing with whatever you said. But I agree. Zelensky should do everything he said. But what happened in that office was a disgrace.
It had to be your people's bull.
The people's bull. Yes.
We'll see everybody next week.
Show me potato salad.
Enjoy those Oscars.
Maybe we should go now. Go ahead.